Yo, what's up guys? My name is Holly and welcome back to Chronicle. This is the home where a bunch of my favourite people and I get together and tell some awesome stories. They're doing a dance, you can't see it, it's pretty great.
Stop! Oh, guys, you should have stopped before they got to see it.
Unfortunately, I lied again when I said that we would have everybody here this week. We don't. Unfortunately, we are missing Jack, so hopefully everybody will be here next week. I'm not making any promises, we'll see. In case you're not caught up, you can always watch our archived videos on YouTube. The link is in the description below. We'd really appreciate it. We're up to session 8 or so of this campaign, so you've missed a lot, but it's okay because we haven't got into the real nitty-gritty yet. Also, for those of you who are new around here, today we're going to be playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, so if you don't know what that is, what are you doing, man? Get to know. Anybody else have anything? Yes, buy all of the D&D player source books.
It'll
cost
you like maybe
I demand it. Please don't.
I didn't accidentally do it, but I did it like 2 weeks ago, and my bank account was like, I was like, damn, I'm doing so well, and then I was
Just
not.
plummets. We're trying to make you all bankrupt. Anybody else have anything else they want to say, or should we get into...
Put money in Russian stocks. It's a good idea right now.
What?
I think the stock market's just locked.
Never mind. Let's get into
Send money to this address at... No, we won't do that.
Let's
the
get into
dumpster
the
behind the
session,
markets.
everyone. Let's not talk about Russian stocks. Okay.
Pay us money.
If you put any money in my Bitcoin wallet, I'll give you twice the amount back.
On
Okay.
to the session.
We are beginning tonight's session. Drip, drip, drip. Steady droplets form at the end of a silver faucet. Sweet-smelling, honey-coloured ale accumulating on the well-worn wooden floors behind a rickety bar. The interior of the building is deserted. The place itself is enveloped in silence. On a nearby long, dark oak table, an overturned tankard rests on its side, its contents flowing over the metal rim and onto its surroundings. Dark red liquid pools on the top of a well-worn wooden bench seat, sinking through the cracks and streaming down onto the floor below. Chipped and bent metal cutlery of all types, patterns, and shapes are strewn across the tops of the 3 long banquet tables that inhabit the space. A scratched silver plate slowly rolls on its side in a large arc, before dropping off the edge at the head of the table and clattering to the ground. Outside, roughly hewn wooden lampposts hang over the ragged and patched cobblestone main street of this quaint farming town. Warmth from flickering orange firelight creeps out into the blue darkness of a night deprived of the moon, hidden behind layers of clouds. Cicadas chirp faintly in the distance, while the sound of metal clanging together and jingling cuts through the relative silence. The sounds of countless locks clicking from behind closed doors joins the cacophony of sounds in the air, as the footsteps of a group of unlikely heroes passes through the main thoroughfare of this quaint farming town. Peering around at the quiet storefronts, eyes stare out at them from behind dusty wrought iron windows in a mixture of awe and fear. Stone cottages leak warm light outwards, dulled by the clouds that encircle the moons, and force the stars to glint intermittently behind them. Small hands clasp at ragged window sills, their eyes large as the tops of their heads poke out to gawk at the passing adventurers that so rarely visit this town for so long. Nearby town guards are clothed in rusted and damaged piecemeal armour, with basic weaponry held at their sides as they watch these adventurers warily as they pass. Drip, drip, drip. Droplets of leftover rainwater fall from an opening in a nearby gutter, splattering onto the well-worn mismatched cobblestones below, and course down from off the edge of rooftops to splash into open barrels positioned underneath. Shoulder pressed up against the wall, a figure stands with their hood drawn low over their head, eyes scanning the street ahead of them. They squint slightly as a rat scuttles across the opening of the alleyway, backlit by the swing oil lamp hanging above. A wry smile curls at the corners of their lips, as they watch for any sign of the unusual motley crew of adventurers returning to investigate goes unchallenged. They gesture once to their companions, stacking crates into the back of a cart positioned at the end of the alleyway, halting their movements. With a nod, they begin to load the last of their stock into the cart. Silent, save for the faint sound of shuffling produced by the bed of this rickety wooden cart. What would you all like to do?
I believe I'm still in the tavern waiting for the owner to return. I believe that's where I left it.
Sure, if that's where you left it. The rest of you, I believe, exited, and we're heading back to your companions, Miriam and the half-elf. I'm assuming you'd all like to rest for the day?
Yeah, I'm just gonna like lie by the caravan, feeling like very defeated, still holding the bottom half of the rat that I cleaved perfectly in half. I'm just like, the thumb was a good idea. And then I'll just like, kind of like fling it into is it like an open field or anything like that where I can just kind of like just casually chuck it away without it like.
Yeah,
being
so
used?
this is a relatively small town, mostly just a pass through for people. A waypoint, that's the word I was thinking of. There are open fields kind of scattered around. You can see that there are some that are inhabited with cows and sheep and other livestock, but it seems as if most of the main herds of these of this livestock appears to be in a well-off distance. But as you approach the wagons, you can see that the stock that was previously shoved kind of haphazardly into the back of these two wagons has actually been unstacked by Miriam and her companion, and has been kind of set up into a makeshift shop to hawk their wares tomorrow. But yeah, you can chuck it up.
Now I'll just go like, I'll try to give it a good like piff, like throw it. Like,
Why
as far
did you
as it-
kill a rat?
Do you know what being like sanitary is?
This is just about as far from sanitary as it gets. Slaughtering a rat.
Well, okay, well, my immediate reaction was big, ugly, probably disease-ridden rat in a nice, clean tavern. Oh, should get rid of that. How do I get rid of it?
You can just nicely put it out on the street. Let him have a
But
good
it was-
life.
I know that now. I'm not. It's not my proudest moment. I'll admit that.
Your heart was in the right place, Kruger.
You'd get rid of that rat, but you won't get rid of the one that hangs around mainly.
That's not a rat.
No,
He's a
Croc-
raccoon.
It's basically the same thing.
It's
No, but like-
not.
But like, as I'm like holding it up in like a gut, just like.
Ah!
This thing was like, you know, rats are like gross. Raccoons are just fun. And they're fun and cute because they got like little masks for eyes.
All animals are cute. That rat.
That rat was not cute.
Yeah, it was.
It certainly isn't anymore.
Not at all.
I'm just gonna like into like a field of this honest like.
Guts everywhere to throw the skin somewhere.
What is wrong with you?
Okay, I've learned another lesson right now. Okay, and I'm just gonna like slump over and just like, and I'm just gonna like twirl my like my bracelet and just like constantly like look at like the rune for worthy and be like, I don't really feel that right now. That's all I'm doing. I'm just like sad. I'm just like, oh,
I'm just gonna be grumpy
I did
now.
an oopsie.
Alright, well, I'm going to go retire for the night. I'll see you all at the crack of dawn.
Okay, sure.
Walk up. You said the caravans are empty?
Yeah, so they're set up for their sleeping accommodation, but all of the kind of crates and barrels that were in there before have been taken out, so there's space for you all to sit in there and retire for the night.
I will do exactly that.
Sure. I'm assuming everybody else is following suit.
Yep.
Yes.
Can we pin our microphones to somewhere where the antenna is pointing upwards and there is not any messing with the cable to have it, like the cable isn't like being stressed in any way? Because I'm hoping that picture.
What was that?
Jesus.
Jesus.
My clip has
Swinging
gone flying.
Jesus.
That was your clip? We are now experiencing more technical difficulties here at Chronicle.
Because the microphones are bugging and I googled it and Google suggests this is what we do to fix it.
Oh, that's actually clever. You guys are clever, clipping on your computers.
Big brain.
Can I clip mine onto your computer?
I'm
Yes.
just copying.
How do I do it without destroying your computer?
Mm.
I don't know whose mic, but it kept. Now it's
I'll just-
someone else's
Wait,
mic.
wait. I'll just move this closer.
Which
It's someone's microphone keeps swapping between mute and unmute.
How do we
Who is
mute?
it?
Unmute.
Ooh.
I genuinely don't know.
You can see my thingy going up and down.
Technical difficulties.
Check.
Welcome to the technical difficulties part of the show.
check, check.
Yeah.
Great.
Send the clip
Been
flying
awesome.
again. I'm
It's
gonna
great.
put
I was
this
sleeping all day.
on.
I wish
you
that
should
was
try
me.
your shirt.
I didn't go to work.
Yeah, maybe.
Nice. We
Or
love
you
no work.
Click on your laptop like everyone
I
else
did
does.
work alone in a classroom because none of my friends showed up to uni.
This thing's gonna
Lol,
launch
this is why I
straight
do
into my
uni
face
online.
and
Bang.
blind me.
I just I just went into a random classroom,
Are
sat
you
in the
okay
corner,
with
and just
doing
started doing my
that?
work to my
That
I
head.
was
makes
and
me
supposed to
really
give my
sad.
feet a rest because of
Clamming
the
it
procedure.
This
Straight
also
onto a
makes me
display.
really
It's a
sad.
it's a crappy computer.
Ah, that was your excuse.
Oh, my feet
Oh yeah,
hurt.
you can, oh, yeah,
No,
you can see.
stop.
Yeah, you can see
You
all
pretty
the
much had
coloration
surgery
in
on
the
them,
screen,
so-
dog.
Oh.
Yeah, look at that.
Do we have anyone in the chat?
Yeah, Cass is in the
I
chat.
also
Hi,
really
Cass,
just
in the
needed a
chat.
break.
She's
Thanks
the
for
one
bearing
Sup,
with our
Cassie?
technical
Who's
difficulties.
letting us know that the mic stopped working.
I was
Oh,
gonna-
yay.
yes.
How's that?
Bepis?
This is why we should pay Cass for watching the streams.
Mm.
Always picking up on where we fuck up.
Right?
Hey, if you're
Hey,
an
Holly,
audio
can you speak?
technician,
Who's speaking?
hit us
Holly.
You want me to? You just want me to do?
Okay. Cass, I've genuinely no idea. I didn't even know there was a mute function until I haven't pressed a button.
Mute.
Are they like auto muting or something?
They seem to be. They seem to be like jumping desperately between mute and unmute.
I guess it's just detecting sound though.
Bepis?
Yeah,
No,
you-
but
Bepis?
why would it only
Bepis?
happen on one microphone then?
Bepis.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Maybe. Oh, wait
Hmm.
a second.
Well, whose microphone is it?
Channel. It's Holly. It's Holly. And it's channel 3. Who's can?
I
Channel
don't.
3.
Leia, can you talk?
Ah,
Okay, now channel 6. Maybe that's because channel 3 is not currently on.
Oh, that makes sense. then.
Ooh.
Oh.
But then why is it jumping to
Ooh.
on?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think we just push ahead, and
Is it? So it's mine.
it's different people's.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
Just push on ahead, I think, and I'll try and fix the problems as they crop up.
All right,
As they rise.
these technical difficulties are brought to you by Bepis.
Bepis.
Bepis, yes.
Bepis. Blame it on Bepis.
It's getting this on the screen. Does that make you a little bit
Yeah,
happy?
Yeah, it's better. It's,
I think
it's actually it's infinitely better,
There you go.
but still not good.
I think sleeping is a great idea, Holly.
Thank you. I think sleeping's a great idea too.
Great.
All my homies
I
love
love
sleeping.
sleeping. That's my favorite thing to do.
I never do that.
I can't wait to sleep
But
tonight.
yeah,
Get into it.
because I'm just saying.
4 a.m.,
I'm probably not gonna
wake up
fall
6
asleep
a.m..
until-
I was gonna say, do you
We're gonna have to wake
wait
up
until
early.
the tavern owner comes back?
Yeah, I'll turn. You said there was a beer tap going. I'll turn that on.
I'm gonna be so dead tomorrow.
Sure.
And stop operations.
The beer tap is in an off position, but it's technically it's just like there's just ale that's accumulating on it, so it's already off.
Okay.
You'd have to try and stop the flow.
Yeah,
just
cool.
putting
Then I'll leave it and I'll just sit there and wait until the tavern keeper returns.
Sure. So a couple of hours pass, and while the rest of the party has left to go to sleep, I'll get you to roll a perception check for me, please. Do you have dark vision?
No.
No. Okay, just a straight perception check, please.
My skills go.
Should be like the
Oh
third
no.
time.
Oh, there we go. Perception. I think it's one of my strong suits. I mean, strong and wisdom, but 11.
An 11. With an 11, you sit and watch for signs of the tavern keeper to arrive, and a couple of hours pass. You can see that there's some movement along the street, though you can't make out specifically what or who it is, given that it's so dark outside that they haven't refreshed the oil lamps at the moment. So I'd say it's probably approaching 4 in the morning. And you're waiting until 5, and then 5:30 arrives, and you can hear. You're watching it so diligently. You can hear footsteps approaching the door and a creak as it opens, and you can see that the tavern keeper's head pokes in and startles slightly at the sight of you. Jesus, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I didn't think we should leave the tab. Oh, you shouldn't. Obviously, as you got spooked when my friend did the sword thing, he's very sorry. He left that gold on the counter for you, and a little note. But I figured you probably shouldn't just leave a tavern unlocked randomly. I just thought I would wait until you return to make sure everything's alright in here.
Kind of stares at you just in complete and utter just confusion for a second, and is your mask still off?
No, yeah, it's off still.
Well, that's awful kind of you. Your friend, he's not around, you know, the one with the sword that scared all of my customers.
He's outside of town right now, I imagine. But he said he's sorry, and he left a small pile of gold there on the counter. He looks very ashamed. He
Oh,
you know, he's
Pleasure.
still quite young, you know. You don't make mistakes at that age.
He did look pretty young.
He was 17.
Just saying that he was aiming for the rat, or was he aiming for me, or someone?
It's a rat. You can say it was a rat. He's a good-hearted young one. He doesn't want to hurt people. He thought people. I imagine he thought the rat was spreading plague or something. So he was trying to, you know, keep the
Spreading a plague in my
was
tavern. You think that they're that unsanitary? Sometimes they just wander in from the street, but we sort them out, and we have people who clean the place and all that.
he is young. I heard of countless better ways to deal with rats. He's not cutting them in half. The guts get everywhere. I think he cleaned up most of the guts and stuff. But yeah.
Well, that certainly makes my job a little bit easier. Can I do something for you to thank you for keeping a watchful eye over my tavern while I was terrified out of my mind about your friend?
No, this seems quite fair to be honest.
No, please, I insist. Oh, how about breakfast on the house?
That is most kind of you. I would.
And your stay, how long will you be here?
I imagine only a day or so. We've got accommodation outside of town anyway. We're staying in this caravan.
Well, no matter then. Breakfast, what would you like? And sort of it has warmed up to you and begins to walk fully into the tavern now, and kind of on her way sweeps up the cutlery that's kind of strewn everywhere and rights some of the tankards that have been knocked over, and begins to kind of clean the wine that's poured on the benches and table. What would you like?
From like a kind of a theocracy state. So I imagine it'd be pretty kind of plain kind of stuff. I imagine most like the more like, you know, nice meals would be like dinner or something. So it would just be something like, you know, just like bread or something like that with maybe some water.
Sure, there's nothing else I can do for you, or we've got lots of bacon coming in recently.
You must be not from around here. What is bacon?
I've never had bacon before.
I know.
Kind of just stares off into the distance for a second. Well, we must fix that, and begins to kind of prepare a full. It's kind of an elaborate meal for a small town, so you assume she's gone all out to kind of prepare things for you.
Aww.
A really nice, fluffy, freshly baked sourdough, a full English breakfast spread, and kind of passes it over to you. Like I said, on the house, but you must let me know what you think of this, and it kind of points out the bacon, and it looks perfect. Like, rind is crunchy, it's a good colour, no burn marks, looks excellent. For what they lack in finery and luxury within the actual establishment, it's definitely made up for in the quality of food. It definitely seems like she's spent a lifetime feeding people, and it's
I assume it tastes good when I eat it. Yeah, I was
Tastes
thinking,
excellent.
It's like this is wonderful. I never had it before. I imagine this is from some kind of animal.
Yeah, it's from a pig.
Say, I think I may have seen one. They have like hooves, and they've got their flat nose.
Yeah, I suppose so. Big fellas, kind of
It's
short.
like the swingy tails.
Exactly, that's the one.
Yes, I've seen them in the books. This is most wonderful. Thank you.
Where did you say you're from in the books?
I am from a place called Dorothea. It is not of this plane. It's just been. Yes.
Dorothea, you say, from the Dream Plane, then?
Yeah.
You're one of those?
Yes. You've seen.
Can't say I've ever seen one around these parts. It's not exactly well, we don't really get many travellers through Helior or anything like that.
Yes. I ended up just around Omerum by an incident involving planar magic, and now I am journeying through these lands and experiencing all the wonders this world has to offer. It has been quite enlightening so far. A lot of things are different to what we learnt about in schools and stuff like that.
Well, I can't say you've come to the right place in Helior if you're looking to see what the world has to offer. It's kind of a quiet place, but hoping that when you go, I'm assuming you're going south to Rumbellium?
I believe we were going to Doubt, and then from Doubt we were going to try and make our way to Ranmalon.
Right, well, there's certainly some interesting things up there. You ever be to Sprockerot?
No.
Well, you must go. It's certainly an interesting place. I will just warn you. Apparently, Dome's been having some issues with disappearances, so just be careful if you're going up there.
I will keep my eyes peeled. I imagine. I hope I can help in some way. It is. I like to see what I can do to help out, so it should be interesting.
Well, you and your friends certainly seem capable of doing some damage.
I'm just like have a quiet chuckle. Just like yes, we are an eclectic bunch.
Certainly seems that way. I've never seen such a colourful group passing through here. Usually we get Worldlock Battalion soldiers heading off to their deployment, but we'll get the odd major too heading up to Runalorm or perhaps even Tuddles.
Oh, Tuddles, that is where the Kruger, the small with the child with the greatsword, is from Tuddles.
I was meaning to ask you about that. Who entrusted such a small young kid with such a big sword?
I believe his parents did. He's quite capable of using it, I'm pretty sure. I think it is more the wisdom that comes with time, with all the young ones, right?
Right, well, yeah, I've heard that his lot up in Tuddles is an interesting folks. They're not too kind to people like me. But he seemed okay aside from the fact that he slaughtered a rat in my establishment. Well, if you'll excuse me, as much as I'd love to have this chat, you can see that there are people who are beginning to kind of stream in for breakfast. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Not really. I should make my way back to them and just check how they're going.
Of course, well.
He was quite defeated. He thought he was doing the right thing, and
Well, I won't set the town guard on him or anything. But tell him to keep his sword in its rightful place.
Yes, we'll talk to him probably about blade safety.
Blade safety.
He struggled.
I left 3 gold on the counter before I left. By the
Right.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah, I pointed to
Ablad
Yeah.
mentioned.
Just making
She
sure.
sees the gold, picks it up.
Cool.
All right. Well, pleasure meeting you. And begins to go off and prepare breakfast and kind of clean the place as she goes. You can see that there's a young gnomish boy who comes around and kind of starts mopping up the floor. Looks the same as the one that Dilbert traumatized last session. Still looks a bit shaken up, but obviously appears to have a good relationship with the tavern keeper, is kind of mumbling to her. Roll a perception check for me, please.
Crit fail.
Crit fail. As you turn to leave, you can see that people outside where Dilbert was busking before are beginning to kind of set up what appears to be a large looking marimba and begin to just bash on the in a really horrible kind of really kind of horrible tune, and it's so distracting. It's so distracting to you with this metal clanging noise that they're trying to produce from this instrument that you completely miss what the two are talking about behind the bar. And what would you like to do? The sun is kind of coming up over the raised bend peaks now.
After finishing my meal, I'll go. Thank you for your wonderful hospitality.
Pleasure you come back. We'd love to have you.
Hopefully she'll return tonight if all goes to plan. I don't quite know when we'll be leaving, just with merchants and stuff.
Sure, well, anything that you'd like is on the house for you.
Thank you very much for your
Aw.
kindness. And I'll step out and fix my mask
John?
and walk out.
As you step out, you watch as the marimba players, as you fix the mask back into place, just stop, and one of them drops this metal rod onto the marimba and makes a massive kind of clattering noise as it rolls along.
Hello.
And kind of just shrinking backwards. Holy shit. If nobody moves, he won't see us. And they're just kind of standing there. They look like a young mix of elves and humans that are just kind of, they look very scrawny and are just kind of staring there. One of them has the hat half off and is kind of holding it out to passers-by, and they're just staring, frozen. And nobody's moving.
I hope you guys have a good day. And I'll just walk off. I'll head back towards the caravan.
Oh my god. Have a good day? Was he cursing us? And yes, cursing us? Yeah, you hear as you pass on. For you guys, you're all kind of woken by the sound of livestock that are kind of braying, and you can hear chickens kind of clucking in nearby fields. You can hear also the sounds of Miriam and her companion kind of setting up their store and beginning to kind of haggle and try to hawk their wares to people that are passing by. They seem very well practiced at this and are kind of trying to drum up the early morning business, any early morning business that they can from farmers that are heading off to the fields for a day of work. The day is yours, though. What would you guys like to do in this small town of Helior?
Imagine I come back and then I will go immediately go do my morning prayers.
Immediately.
I will come back, I will I'll say hi to everyone, and then I will go sit down behind one of the caravans and put some incense and stuff down and just start praying.
Abelard, were you awake the whole night? I don't remember seeing you come back.
I just probably drifted. After I finished my prayer, I'll stand up. I probably drifted off a couple of times, but I was awake most of the night.
Wait, aren't you tired? Where were you?
Well, I was at the tavern. I didn't want anything to get stolen after everyone left.
Oh,
So I sort of
Yeah.
stay behind.
right.
However, I had tried this thing that was called bacon. It was just
You've never had bacon before?
no.
What is bacon?
I believe it comes from the pig. She said it was a pig.
What?
It's a flat nose with a stringy tail.
Like
I believe so.
the animal?
Yeah.
Like a dead animal?
It's,
Why would you want to eat that?
I didn't know what it was. She said it was good. It was good. She's
Why are so many animals dying today?
I think our rat was yesterday.
The rat was yesterday.
May, if it makes you feel any better, it would have been put down in a very humane way.
What do you mean?
Decapitation at the middle. I guess that's not decapitation, but it's as humane as it gets.
the
around
same
here.
way that Kruger
Why
killed the
couldn't it
rats.
just live?
Because meat tastes very good and it's got good healthy properties to
Sorry.
help people.
You ate the rat?
No,
I
no, I'm talking about the bacon.
I believe Dilbert ate half a rat. I need
Oh.
to check.
Oh yeah, how's Dilbert feeling? Is he like throwing up or anything like that?
Someone ate half the rat.
Dilbert seems fine. You watch as he's kind of looking off into the distance at this group of chickens that are kind of straying too close to the side of the fence.
Don't eat the chickens.
Leave
they're
the
not.
chickens alone.
They're not yours, and you'll have to pay for them if you do. And I've learned that the hard way.
What does Dilbert sound like?
Kind of like that.
That's pretty close.
Hmm.
Close enough. I don't know.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Dilbert.
But the chickens look really good.
Yeah, Dilbert's just obviously looking for the next snack.
I'll keep him
Can-
away from any livestock that he kind of just like salivating over.
Sure. Not just livestock. There's a couple of rats around as well.
Kruger, it's just a
Yeah.
couple of things. Next time we go to the tavern, the keeper has
Are they
a
mad at
request.
me? I mean, it's fair they're mad at me. I could.
But I don't think she's mad. She's just, I don't know. You said sorry and stuff like that. But she just requested the sword stays sheathed.
Well, it's not really in a sheath. It just sort of floats around on my back.
But yes, so just don't pull it out.
Oh, right,
It might be a
right,
kind
right.
of thing of you going, can I keep this behind the bar? Just trying to keep people at ease.
Do we need to have the tea discussion?
The what discussion?
The tea discussion.
What's that?
If you offer someone tea and they don't want tea, you don't give them tea.
Consent
They
is like
refuse
tea.
I don't remember the whole tea discussion.
If someone's unconscious, you don't pour tea down their throat.
I'll remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, right.
Kruger will remember this.
Should I go and say sorry, like properly? I did leave money on the counter.
We can go talk to her later. I just wanted to quickly talk to you, Nadria. I just have a couple of questions. I remember in the dungeon you were mentioning things about chains.
We're
What?
Going, we're going back to this?
He's important. So I got a I think the best way to describe it is I don't get dreams, but I got something that is very similar to a dream. And I spoke to Luron.
Like your
Yeah.
is that like your commander or something?
The god. This Kruger would very well.
I would know, but I'm not. But I'm not.
Roll a religion check.
Yeah.
The name sounds familiar, but I'm like, no, what you're talking
I
about.
think
Actual
you've
god.
spoken about it before, but just because I'm curious.
Religion. Where the hell's religion? Oh, 0. Oh, 16.
16? You know that from what you've read before, you've had quite a good upbringing in terms of
I'm well educated, guys.
very well educated. You know
Not that I paid
that
attention.
Luron is a first being. It was originally part of the Planar Titans, and was often credited with having created the world with his partner, Kazma, and kind of is also known as, the Moonfather, King of Dreams, operates over Larothia, the dream plane, but is the god of moon, night, dreams, sleep, all related things, but is, credited with having kind of started the first being's lineage with Kazma.
Wait, so you think you actually had a conversation with like
I
a real deity?
don't think I know I had a real conversation.
That's not just a guy who's like your leading commander and is just named like the same as the god because the god is such a cool guy, being the god of moon and dreams and stuff.
You know how he is called the King of Dreams in your world? It is because he is literally the King of Dreams. He is our king. It is so. When I had a conversation, it wasn't a dream. It was kind of a planar experience, but I was put on a different plane, mentally. I believe it was somewhere on this land. It was what was it? Because I didn't have my notebook.
It was the Umbral Expanse.
It was in the Umbral Expanse.
Isn't that just everyone's dreams? Like, isn't everyone's dreams being moved to like a different plane where? Isn't that what you do? You like hang out and you beat up stuff in people's dreams?
Yes, but mine isn't a dream. I can't. My people, we cannot dream. It is. I believe elves. They don't dream as well because they trance. So we can't. Elves, raw elves trance for 4 hours, so they don't get dreams.
Yeah.
We get
So-
it. Don't worry.
So it is similar to that. But we just don't dream.
So you actually had a conversation.
Yes. Anyway, on to the other point. These he seemed very interested in these chains.
Your dream god was interested in chains.
Mainly the way you were talking about the chains.
It feels like a private thing between you and your dream god. If he's interested in chains, and
No,
What does that mean?
What do you
oh, you'll know.
Yeah, what do
about-
you mean? Elaborate.
Okay, let's
And
cards on the
let's-
table. You're familiar with intercourse. You've been in the wild for like 20 years or something. Surely you've at least seen it once.
mean? Saint. Do you have any other words for this?
The dirty, the boogaloo,
Wait.
the special hugs.
June,
The jazz.
just doing this.
June, you mean
Yeah, the jazz where babies come from.
Oh, babies. Right, I see that with like, animals and, in the forest.
why do we talk about that? That's gross.
Sometimes people use chains for that.
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Yeah, keep
know, like-
elaborating.
How
You
does
know,
that
like
work?
how a bear scratches their back on a tree.
It's because
It scratches a very certain itch in the back of their mind.
Abelard just come in.
Does that happen in all creatures?
I
So
genuinely
wait,
don't
they use
know.
so they
guys,
they use the chains to scratch their backs?
No, they
So
use the chains to
people
scratch their
use
minds.
chains to. How does that help create like a better baby?
Some would argue worse, but I would argue better.
Jesus.
Let's wind back this conversation a
Oh
lot.
yeah, what were you talking about?
Anyway, specific.
We're all
'cause
getting sex ed here.
Anyway,
That's the name of my partner.
Is the name of what?
That's the name of my partner.
Your partner?
Yeah, sex ed.
I'm so sorry. In my wildest dreams, I could have never ever pictured that this would happen in this session.
New tutor, sex ed.
No.
It's my alter ego. When I go out at night and teach people about safe sex.
Oh my god.
but the importance of safe intercourse is important. It is not of importance to this current conversation.
Laurent doesn't practice safe sex.
What? No,
What
no.
is safe sex?
We're not-
That's true.
What other sex is
Mate,
it
mate.
just to create a baby?
We're not talking about sex in this
That's a
conversation.
great question.
I'm going into town. Who wants to come with me? This conversation is making me very uncomfortable. And I walk into town.
I'll follow.
No, I'm trying to get it. Okay, fine, come on.
Stirs the pot, leaves.
I'm basically gonna make sure I'm gonna be following Nadra until she answers the questions.
I'm also following it.
We're all going
Wait,
down.
why is everyone following me?
I would like to nudge
I don't
Nadria.
deserve it.
I
I don't
got your
deserve
back.
this.
Anyway, I'm
You
gonna
don't want to talk about chains anymore.
I'm gonna walk up. I'm gonna put a hand on both of their shoulders, and I'm gonna be like, "So, these chains. I remember when I performed the medical examination when you passed out in the dungeon.
Wow.
I passed out in a dungeon.
You're a medical guy? When did you get trained in medical?
I told you I'm a combat medic. Anyway, this
Sorry,
isn't
I
a
got you.
Did I hear that with my 12 perception check?
Yeah, I mean,
I,
your hands are on their shoulders. You're like right in between them. It's not exactly subtle.
Do you remember when we were talking about Luron and your chain use with Luron?
No,
That maybe we should.
It
It's
wasn't.
like some people, it's not super public.
I'm gonna change the shoulder my hands on Jude. I'm gonna put it on the inside shoulder, and I'm gonna try wedge myself in between.
Oh, I thought you were between us. Are you not between us?
Like I was behind, like on the back.
Oh,
I'm just gonna
okay.
try wedge you out, kind of.
Okay. Yeah, I don't stop you from doing that.
And then I'll be standing next to Andrea, and I'll be just like, so, and I recognize the symptoms because I've seen it before in my training.
The symptoms of passing out?
You passed out, and you spoke to a god, specifically a divine.
Did I?
Now, that divine has something to do with chains, and Ron said only the very bad divines were in chains. Like the really bad ones. So, which one did you speak to?
Look, man, I passed out. I don't think I remember much from
I
that.
don't understand what this got to do with intercourse chains. I'm confused.
I'm gonna cast Detect Good and Evil.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Ooh.
Straight up, I want to see what is going
Does Nadria need to make a save or something?
What
I'm going to
Or
check
what are their
No.
intentions?
because
I
I
can read,
don't think you have to make a save
do
or
you want me to read
anything.
the spell?
Yes, please. That'd be very
for
helpful.
sorry, it lasts for 10 minutes, it's concentration. For the duration, you know if there is an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located. Similarly, you know if there is a place or object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but it is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
That's a very specific
Okay,
spell.
give me a second.
Can pass through most barriers except a foot of stone. Like lists near all barriers.
There's an
Or
aberration
slightly
beneath your
thin.
feet, sir.
Fear.
Wait,
like,
so
that's-
Really? Detect good and evil. Oh, okay, so it detects like creature types. That's cool.
Yeah, that seems really useful for the information you want to know. That was smart.
That's really frustrating. Give me a second. Sorry, everyone.
Hey, Nadria.
What secrets are you
Specifics.
hiding?
Yeah, specific.
Yeah, Nadria. What are you hiding?
Nadria, do you want an out? Okay.
Okay, here's what I'll say. You. Okay, what does it look like as you cast Detect Evil and Good?
The goggles just start glowing.
Oh, what the-
John?
They glow like gold radiance.
Sure.
And you can just kind of see like these kind of stars.
Are you meant to be doing that? Oh, okay, he's doing something.
So immediately, as this kind of radiant golden light forms in Abelard's eyes, you turn to Nadria, and you've used this kind of ability in a different way before, and you get a very faint blip as you look at Nadria. You can identify it as Fae, but it doesn't seem as if Nadria herself is Fae. Or themselves, my apologies. It just seems like there's an energy that radiates, as if there's a possibility that there is something Fae about them.
So I'll just say, most curious, and then I'll dispel the spell from my eyes.
Immediately the golden glow fades from your eyes as you look at them.
Are you done? Do you want me to answer more questions about chains and passing out in dungeons?
I'd like to know about the chains.
That's a conversation you should have June talk to you about, and I will tell you now, this is not the most fun of conversations.
Abelard and Luron.
You're the one asking about it.
No, I'm asking
Yeah.
about a very different set of chains.
That's their private chain use.
This is not.
I don't understand.
They are completely they're different kinds of chains. It's just, I mean, they're technically the same kind of chains, but the use is different.
Well,
I mean, they're probably different chains as well. Because there's the same concept of a chain. It's just the usage of that concept of a chain is different. June is talking about tying people up and fucking them.
Oh
I
my
am talking about
God.
multiplanar binding systems with ancient gods.
Jesus.
Oh.
Okay, I don't give myself the frightened condition after you explain that. Wow. Okay, I don't think I needed to know that much that abruptly. So, wow.
It
Okay.
seems like the most clear way of explaining things.
Okay, so your eyes just go like a great big whoop, and then all of a sudden you just.
That is more of like that needs clarification for the very clear divide. I am talking about chains that bind an ancient god in place, imprisoned them because they did really, really bad shit.
Do you
June is
know
talking
that they
ab-
did really bad shit though?
Luron said they did, so that is basically as good as it. We all know about the
That's-
kind of war and stuff. And like,
Yeah, roll a religion check for me, please.
I think really good strong for me, ironically.
Have you mentioned
Can I
your
do
god's
history
name?
instead, or?
Okay.
Oh, I can do both. They're both plus 2. Religion. Oh, it's only a 4. I don't
Only
know
a
that
4?
one. Yeah.
So taken aback with the turns of this conversation and the immense frustration you feel at trying to dig for answers from them, but only getting June's input at every turn, your brain is a little bit scrambled, though you do know that there are certain gods known as the Nameless Few, which you have studied before, that were bound with chains, both physical and metaphorical, to certain pocket dimensions, in order to kind of halt their takeover, essentially.
Yeah, obviously, like, they did bad things. I will discuss this further with the run before continuing any further.
I just sigh of relief. Just oh my god. Like not like sigh of like oh I was hiding something. Sigh of like oh my god he's gonna finally stop annoying me.
Yeah, finally stop annoying me.
Just
It's kind
oh
of, it's
my
kind
God.
of. Anyway, as I believe you wanted to go and apologize to the innkeep, Kruger.
I don't really know what I want to do anymore after just so much information just being blasted at me. I don't think I'm gonna be able to look at chains the same way ever again.
I feel you. Yeah.
Not many people use it the ways that June is talking about.
Apparently you and Luron.
I did not say we would
Wait.
think that we would have a good
Okay,
discussion.
no, not doing it. Kruger would like to find a little like general store and go like window shop essentially just to take his mind off everything that's just happened.
Sure. Roll an investigation check for me, please.
Oh, but I'm not good at investigation checks. Can I ask around? Like, ask some people, like, are people, like, running away from me because I'm like, oh, look, that's the kid that, like, did the rat shopping last night.
As you...
Excuse me, do you know where I might find the general store around here?
Kruger the rat chopper.
Have you heard Legend of the Rat?
We have level 20 characters, like, these most heroic deeds. It's like, he is still the rat chopper.
I'm no longer Kruger the Small, I'm Kruger the rat shopper.
Has anyone ever played that game Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor?
Yeah.
Yes!
Where
Yes,
you go
love that
up the ranks.
Yeah.
Oh, no! Oh,
Kruger the rat chopper. Anyway, I love that game. One of my favorites.
it's one of my, yeah, it's one of my favorites too.
Anyway,
Yes.
people, as you pass, people kind of look at you warily. They're kind of, you're relatively noticeable, especially since you all flock together in a group and you're very loudly discussing chains and sexual intercourse.
I imagine when I said it, we just listen like outbursts of like, guys, I'm fucking
Yeah,
sick
your
of this
outbursts.
conversation. Just break it.
They also watch as Abelard produces glowing golden light from his eyes. People do stop and stare. They're a little bit, just conscious. Nobody runs from you, but they do seem a bit nervous around you.
Okay. That's
And Dilbert as
so-
well.
I imagine
Oh,
there's
yeah,
like
true,
a
'cause he's the one who actually-
6'4" plague doctor
Yeah.
as well. They're fucking terrified.
I will say, at this point, Nadria, after that entire discussion has finished, you do hear a voice in your ear, sort of wafting gently as if it's on the breeze. Well, that was a quick escape you made there. It doesn't seem like you really got to the bottom of why I was asking.
I think I was more interested in the conversations about changes used sexually. That was.
So I will say, it did sound like a fun pastime. Perhaps it's time to be a bit more cautious about what you say and how you say it. Although I will say that I did quite enjoy being spoken about. You keep me always to yourself. Why is that? You're not ashamed of our friendship, are you? Oh, come on. You know we're friends at this point.
Just Nandria's visibly looking angrier and angrier to themselves.
They're just seething.
Visibly.
Yes, visibly.
What are you like looking at? I'm trying to like get your like.
Literally just straight ahead.
Are you okay, Nandria?
12. Yes. Are
So
you
you can say
okay?
Sure. We're friends.
We're friends?
No.
Guys, she said the F word.
Yeah.
This is a beast of your own making. You could really share that I'm in your ear always.
Absolutely not.
See, so you're right back to being ashamed of me. And what's that all about?
Malin, Kruger needs help finding something. You should go help him find something.
Okay.
Yeah, go look for bacon together, whatever.
I don't want to look for bacon.
Yeah, no, you can stop it if you go and help.
I don't want to help him look
We
for
won't look
bacon.
for
No,
bacon,
but like
May.
you're not.
I don't want to look for bacon.
We won't look for bacon. All right, we won't look
You're
for
looking
bacon.
for the cause of the bacon to stop it. No more bacon.
Hey, May, have you ever heard of a delicious thing called lemon slice?
No. Tell me about it.
Oh,
Anyway.
in for a treat. And
Do you understand the kind of situation I'm in right now?
Oh, I certainly understand the kind of situation you're in. But I will say that it wasn't of my making. This is a beast of your own making.
Is this a conversation you're having to yourself with Alua just standing behind
Yeah,
you?
you're just standing there muttering. Just the A pose. Video game character idol. Just. Yep.
My making.
Yeah, well, didn't you make a deal with the devil, so to speak?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I really feel like you could be a little bit nicer to me.
What?
I really feel like you could be a little bit nicer to me.
Yeah, I was nice. I was just agreeing.
Honestly,
That's
I gave you
nice.
all of this power and you don't even call me by my name around your so-called friends.
I don't think that would be a good idea considering the.
Right, because people think I'm evil and all that.
I mean,
People really are so boring.
yeah, I can agree with you on that one.
You're agreeing with me on that? I think
That
this
and
must be
only
a
that.
first. And because of this, I'm just gonna give you a little heads up. What you're looking for me, these chains that your friend was so interested in, are located in a nearby place called Runalorm. Ever heard of it?
Of course I have.
Well,
We're heading there anyway. So,
shit.
Did I hear
Well-
that? We're heading there anyway.
No, not
Are you're speaking this aloud, I'm assuming?
not like fully loud.
Just
kind
quietly?
of mumbling to
Oh.
myself.
I'll set a DC of 15 with a perception check if you can catch it, because I'm assuming you're only a couple of.
Yeah, I'm not far away at all. That's only a 13.
Only 13. Unfortunately, you don't catch it. You can definitely hear mumbling. You can catch anyway, but you don't catch the first part, unfortunately. Definitely seems a bit suspicious though. They're standing there talking to
I'm
themselves.
walking at the same time.
Up, walking along, just kind of mumbling under their breath. You're keeping a close
Yeah. It's close distance.
close distance. Yeah, trailing them. Yes.
I got a thing I'd like to do after before we leave town.
Sure, no worries. You were looking for a general store?
Yeah, and also now that the topic came up, I want to look for a bakery because I want to buy some lemon slice for me and May, and I would like
Aw.
to do a bit of window shopping. I'm looking for some tools. So I'll ask people around and be like, excuse me, do you know where I can find either the bakery or is that just a general store? I'm looking to get some tools to sharpen this old bad boy.
Sure, what did you roll in your investigation check?
Damn.
19.
A 19!
19?
Whoa.
Sure,
That-
so it's
was a J.
relatively easy to kind of grab the first person you see and ask them.
Excuse me! Oop. Hey!
So they kind of, a tall, scrawny looking half elf kind of looks down at you, waiting for you to ask them a barrage of questions, I'm assuming.
Yes. First thing, hi, my name's Kruger. This is my friend May.
Hi.
She's never had lemon slice before, and lemon slice is my favorite. So I was wondering, do you know where a bakery is so we can get some of that, if there is one here, and if there's a little general store where I can pick up some tools, please, and thank you.
I love lemons.
Then you're gonna love lemon slice.
Kind of stares between the two of you.
You're like the most socially adept group out there.
Clocks the mushrooms kind of growing in your hair, Maylin, and Quildor kind of curled around your neck.
Can we get some
Looks
for
at
Quilter
your
as well?
sword, kind of picks up on that you were the one in the tavern last night that caused the big ruckus. Well, I mean, yeah, we don't have a specific bakery or anything, but like if you ask around, there's always some stalls and things, and people are trying to sell their stuff. There's someone who actually got some of their recipes taken over by that little chain restaurant. I think there's one in Ormerum or something, like attached to like a general store or something. So yeah, she's just down and give you kind of directions there. As for the general store, you probably want to head just across from the tavern at the one to the left, and then they'll be able to help you out if you're looking for tools. But we only really sell kind of like farming equipment, because this is, like most of what we do here.
Yeah. Okay. I expected as much, but I mean, it's very small. It's a very pretty town, though. It reminds me a little bit of home. I have family that used to have a bit of farmland back at home, so this is quite familiar. Anyway, don't need to burden you with that. All right, thank you, May. This way.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
You guys head off. It's relatively easy to find the store that he was talking about. As soon as you walk up, you can smell freshly baked bread that kind of wafts towards you. You can see kind of small Danishes. That's what they call them.
Danish.
I was like, what's the name? Danishes and like what appears to be a cronut. But you don't see visibly at the moment any kind of slices. It's mostly muffins and small things like that.
Excuse me, do you have any lemon slices at all?
You're
Or is
asking
the
Sure.
vendor. Or is this just everything that you have on display?
this is it. Unfortunately, you missed the morning rush, so
Oh, okay.
don't have much left. But maybe tomorrow.
We're not gonna be here tomorrow. May, have you ever had a Danish?
No.
Okay, can I get 3 Danishes, please?
3, of course.
For me and Quilter as well.
Will Kodar
Wait.
eat that?
Yeah, he'll eat anything.
Okay.
It looks towards you. Imaginary friend or something?
Quilter!
Looks horrified that there's this manky, like feral-looking raccoon being held like Simba over the stall of Danishes, and kind of goes to sweep them away towards away from Quildor's swinging kind of bushy tail. Right. What flavor Danishes would you like?
Oh, well, what options do you have
We've got
there?
apricot, strawberry,
Lemon?
don't have any lemon. We don't grow lemons around here. Apricot, strawberry.
I'll have a
blueberry.
strawberry one. Thank you very much. What do you want, mate?
I'll get strawberry as well.
It begins to kind of package them in what appears to be a kind of almost a small wooden crate, kind of specifically for a pack of 3. Well, that'll be 5 copper, if you don't mind.
Here you go. Thank you. 5 cup.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Here are your Danishes.
I'll give the Danish to you.
Thank you.
All right, enjoy.
Awesome. This is so good. We gotta buy these more often.
I mean, I don't know if we can buy them specifically from here all the time, but Danishes in general, yeah.
I will now look for them wherever I go.
Okay.
Little sirens in my head. Every single city has to have a bakery.
You have lemon
Occasionally
slice.
spitting up this kind of chain.
This campaign ends when I find lemon slice. God damn it! And then I'll make a quick.
Oh, weirdly, everywhere's out of lemon slices.
It's our new adventure to find lemon slices
BB-8
for
is
Malin.
That's our side
stealing
quest,
lemon
yeah.
slice.
And then
We
The big bad evil guy is a lemon slice.
we break into the final hall, and they just seem like this giant throne of lemon slice. It's like these like treasure piles, a dragon of lemon slice nesting on them.
The BEG is like, a lemon slice killed my father.
he suffocated on it and died.
My father was a lemon slice.
No lemon slice shall be consumed in the kingdom again.
There is
Canonical reason why there's no lemon
only
slice.
vanilla slice. Okay.
the basic bitch of all slices.
Okay.
Yes.
You head off to look for a general store.
Yes, a quick general store.
You can see that there is a large building just called Sperry's, and it looks kind of it looks kind of cracked and kind of chipped. All of the wood is greying out the front, and the stonework seems to have been hit with just blast and blast of rays from the sun and heavy rain. And it seems worse aware on the outside, and as you step in, you can see that there are large kind of farming tools hanging suspended from I was going to say chains. From like chains and various different kind of.
I just try to cover May's eyes, even though. But
I don't
I'm
like
I
looking at
cannot reach. I'm
chains
like,
anymore.
Don't look at him. Don't look at him.
You can see them hanging
Your eyes
from the
down.
ceiling, kind of swaying slightly as a small brass bell kind of chimes as you walk in. It seems as if this place definitely has an abundance of farming equipment. You can see that there are plows that are kind of set up on like a pedestal of sorts. Some of them seem to be worse for wear, and you gather that these are most likely secondhand, and the rest is kind of on the opposite side, and definitely seems like it's good quality, but it's not the best quality that you think you could find. Seems more like a serviceable kind of equipment for this area.
I'll just like to do a quick peruse around the store just to see, long shot, just to see if there's any blacksmithing tools or equipment, or even just like a simple sharpening stone or anything like that.
Roll an investigation check for me.
Okie dokie.
There doesn't appear to be anybody in at the moment.
11.
11. With an 11, you don't exactly find a set of blacksmithing tools. You think that there is some equipment that could be used to sharpen, but it's not. It doesn't seem to be used for things like blades usually. It's mostly for farming equipment. So things like pickaxes to make sure that the end isn't blunt.
Oh, I should have picked something up on mirror. God damn it. Hello?
You watch as emerging from a small kind of alcove in the back behind the register is a tall tiefling with kind of purple kind of violet in colour. It seems middle-aged. You can see that there's a kind of wiry salt and pepper goatee, kind of curled to a fine point at the end. The horns kind of have a set of thick bands that kind of, two thick bands that kind of circle around the horns.
Whoa.
Whoa, you sound a lot more intimidating than June does.
Don't know June, but I get that a lot.
Okay. I'm Crew Guy. This is May, and
Hi.
you are.
Sperry, didn't you read?
Yeah. Guess that makes sense, doesn't it? Hi. I'm just wondering if you had any blacksmithing tools or any kind of sharpening stones in the back. I can't really see anything out here. I know it's a farming village. It's a small hobby of mine from home, and I just want to keep some upkeep, and I'll draw my sword, but I'll do it like this. Like, oh no. So I'm not. I've learned my lesson. I'm not gonna hurt anyone. I just want to keep my sword in good condition.
Why are you waving it around like that?
I'm showing it. See how cool it is?
And
It is really cool.
It's from
kind of
it's from the skin of a stone giant.
Wait,
I
what?
helped make it.
Oh.
You're so fucked up. You got that skin from a giant.
To be
Skin?
to be fair, he was fighting another giant, and the giant sort of just knocked it off his face. Him being
What?
at the back.
True story.
Kruger keeps being like, no, it's fine, and then saying something far darker than the actual statement. No, it's fine. It was just his child that was looking on at the time.
It's just thinking you are the most awful person in the world right now. You just kill every.
Whoa. I didn't kill the giant. The stone giant killed the hill giant and then took its body away. And I was on a hunting trip with my dad, and we were only like meant to be hunting like wolves and deer and stuff. We didn't
You were
find
killing
anything.
wolves and deer
What?
We didn't kill anything that day. It was a bad hunt. But
that day?
Are you here?
No, I'm just being
What's
annoying.
wrong
I'll stop now.
with you?
oh no. Look, the giants didn't get. I mean, the hill giant got hurt pretty bad. The stone giant did it, and then I thought, wow, it's got a bit of like stone from like a face. It was so cool, so I dragged it home, and I made my sword out of it.
I would have never guessed your sword came from face grafting.
Yep.
Right.
It sounds a bit more fucked up when you say it out loud, actually. Hey.
Hey.
It's messed up.
Eventually, Sperry comes back and
Oh.
has a kind of a canvas bag, and kind of tips it out onto the table in front of you.
Well, it ain't a blacksmithing kit, but
I've got, and kind of points to what appears to be a small hammer that looks like it could be used to kind of in a forge, though you're not sure how long it would last or how effective it would be. You can also see that there's like a thin bar. Looks similar to sharpening stones that you've seen before, though this one seems like a kind of a metallic bar to be used instead. You
As
can see
someone who's proficient in blacksmith tools, would I know if any of these tools are like, good enough quality for me to use them on my sword, or armor and stuff like that for maintenance work, or is it just like kind of like it's gonna fall apart or it's not properly?
intelligence check for me, please.
Do I get
with
any
advantage and
Cool.
add your proficiency on top.
Sick. Nat 20, so 22.
Sure. So with a 22, you think that the hammer could be used, but it's probably take or leave, because you probably wouldn't be heating anything up specifically where you're going. The sharpening bar itself does look like you'd definitely be able to use it to sharpen your blade. There's kind of as you look closer, there's thin kind of what appears to be almost teeth that you think could be used to kind of sharpen the blade.
May I just...
yeah, by all means.
Oh yeah, that's not bad. I mean, probably use it for sickles and something like that, but that can be used for blades. How much for the stone?
How much is it worth?
2 copper?
You must be joking. Silver.
2 silver for a stone?
Take it or leave it.
Can't you find a stone just on the street or something?
These are special stones.
Oh.
What about 1 silver?
Roll a persuasion check for me, please.
Punches you. You know.
That's assault. Persuasion? Oh, +4.
Takes the hammer.
23.
23. Got yourself a deal.
Alrighty.
Hand out.
Bink. Yeah, there's a silver. I'll add a sharpening.
Just give him 10 copper pieces. That's fine.
No. Kruger's not that mean.
Yeah.
So,
Yay.
so 1 silver, so that's like, yeah, cool. Awesome. Thank you. May, did you want anything while we were here?
Have you got any lemon slices?
True.
No, do you want like tools or something like that?
Oh,
She's serious. Have I got any lemon slices?
She's new around here.
I wanted to try some.
There's no lemon slices in town. And we really wanted a lemon slice.
I don't give a shit. Get out.
all right.
Okay.
Thank you. And leave.
Poor customer service. 1 star on Yelp.
That guy was mean.
Yeah, what's the Yelp equivalent?
There's just some guy running around town screaming the ratings. 1
Malin.
star.
Malin, roll a perception check for me, please.
Sure thing. What am I doing? I haven't rolled in so long. 15. Is it perception? +5? Oh, 20.
With a 20, you notice as you exit Sperry's that there appears to be a nearby field that seems to have a spot of, appears to be like a sickly green kind of mark that appears to be crawling up a barley plant.
Mm. Of muck, did you say?
It's like a sickly green color to the barley, and it only seems to be in a very small patch.
Oh. Can I walk over to it and have
Sure.
a closer look?
Roll a nature check for me, please.
10.
With a 10, you definitely recognize this as something similar to what had plagued the Elaim thicket, where you're from.
Oh, shit.
But unfortunately, you're not too sure the nature of what this kind of plague is that's afflicting this barley bush.
Could I
But
try asking the trees what they think?
sure, do you have a spell that you're going to use to speak to the trees?
I don't think I
Yeah.
don't know. They just usually speak to me a little bit.
You can speak to animals in the trees,
Ah.
but you can't speak to the trees directly.
Yeah, that's a higher level spell, I believe. Speak with plants.
Damn.
Is it spelled there?
Is a spell.
Broke my fucking brain.
Am I still with May?
You don't have to cast it. Yes, you don't have to cast a spell. You can just.
What do you think this is?
She's pointing to the wheat or barley, it is?
Yeah, the barley.
What's like on the barley? Like how does it look?
It appears as if the actual plant itself is beginning to rot, and the stem of the barley that that is facing you, you can see is beginning to kind of crack open, and you can see that there's like almost a lime green sludge that appears to kind of pour out of the stem.
This
of the
is
barley.
what's been happening in my home.
Like, oh, by the gods, it looks like it's rotting. Like, I'll give it a smell. What does it smell
It's
like?
what happened to all the plants.
It smells acrid.
Okay.
It kind of stings your nostrils. It's unlike anything you've smelled before, though if I did have to describe it, it would ironically smell like rotting lemons.
Okay. This is what
bad lemons smell like, but also like decay. I gotta be honest, man. I've never seen it. I've never seen anything like that.
I'm trying to
before.
figure it out. But the trees told me to go to Rumbellium, but
Oh, well, that's sort of in the opposite direction.
I know.
You sure they told you to? I mean, we'll probably go
They
back there at
did.
some point.
Because that's where they told me that's where like magic stuff is, and I can try and figure out so I can help.
Well, there's magic stuff everywhere. I'm sure there's there's someone who can maybe help us out at Runalarm as well.
God, if they're in the
guess-
spellcasters in the party or something.
I guess I could ask around.
Maybe if you like, wait, do you talk to the trees often?
Well, I can't really talk to. They just kind of talk to me sometimes. The spirits of all the trees and the nature.
Are the trees in the room with us right now, Meg? Sorry.
Shut up.
An emotional moment always ruined.
Can I can I pray to like or something to the spirits or something to try and
Sure, roll a religion check for me, please.
18.
18. Sure. What do you say?
Spirits, do you have any guidance of what I should do here? Like it's happening everywhere it seems.
You wait for a moment, and then another moment passes, and a gentle breeze begins to rustle the tops of barley leaves. You can hear a faint whisper that kind of curls its way around your ear. You're on the right path. Right path.
The spirits say I'm on the right path, so I guess I'll keep going with you guys.
I didn't hear anything, did I?
No, you wouldn't have.
What? Okay. What do you mean? Like just now?
Yeah, I prayed to them, and they said I'm on the right path. So I guess I'll keep going with you. They seem to like me with being with you guys. They haven't said anything against it yet.
I mean, never go against nature. That's what my grandma and grandpa used to say.
Very wise.
Yeah, they were very wise people. They're very old now. They live
How
up
old?
What's old in halfling?
I don't know. I think they.
They're a bit older than people, aren't they?
I was
they
gonna
can live to,
say
like,
they live
200 or something,
to.
can't they?
Yeah, it's somewhere in the hundreds, 200s, I'd say.
I think
Maybe like 150, I'd say.
I think grandma's like 140 and grandpa's like 144.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're a bit old. They used to work the farm a lot. Now they don't really work it anymore. They're too old. They just stay
It's
in bed all
only a
day.
few years older than me.
Halfling and elf work a bit different, I think, May.
They do?
Well, yeah.
Oh, how old are you?
Okay, well, I'm actually 17, but we don't need to go blabbing it out, okay? Please.
You're so young.
Yeah, I'm aware.
What?
Wait, how old is May?
I'm 122.
Okay, that's very old.
That's still a youngish age for an elf.
Yeah, for an elf.
Yeah.
I thought I was young.
Well, you mean for an elf? I know elves back at home that are like 300, 400.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My parents are pretty.
Don't tell anybody that I'm 17, okay? I'm trying to come across as an adult. I don't think I'm doing it that well, but I'm learning.
I love how it's clear because every time I was like, oh yeah, no, it's just 17.
I have not picked up once that you've been doing that, so I'm just like, don't just like.
Okay.
If someone asks, I'm 22 and a half.
Okay.
22, 3, 4.
That's still not very old.
But it's better than being a child, because nobody takes you seriously when you're a kid.
Still sounds like a bit of a child to me.
The hands on the hips.
Yeah.
I'm a child.
Nobody takes me seriously. Well, let's go find the others.
Okay.
But, actually, can I take some of the barley?
Sure.
the
I
rotten
was
barley?
thinking of it.
Sure.
Could we both take some?
As you cut it off, you.
Like,
Taking out the sword to
Yeah,
cut this
not
barley.
like a big swing. I'm gonna go.
There are farmers that are just screaming and running in terror.
Just getting, sorry, I'm just getting rid of the bad stuff.
As you cut the stem of the afflicted barley, you can see that the sludge inside appears to be the actual stem itself, and the outside is just kind of a husk that's slowly decaying. It appears to be eating away, almost corrosive.
Oh, corrosive. Oh.
Try and get rid of all of it
Uh,
so it doesn't spread.
how much?
To the very bottom of the stem.
How much barley is afflicted with this rot?
It looks like a relatively small patch, maybe like, I would say probably to the edge of my DM.
Could you
screen.
try cutting all of it? I don't want it to spread too much. I will see. I just want to see if it will work.
Okay, I'll cut all the as much bad barley. I'll cut all the bad
People are
barley away.
screaming in the background.
You can see that same gnome that you guys traumatized last night begins to kind of run away screaming, "It's happening again!"
You don't understand. I'm helping nature.
Still running it, crying now, just screaming. You managed to cut down the barley. What do you do after that?
I will.
There's just kind of a sludge around you.
I'll try to find like a rake or something and try to like put it into a pile and then try to like ask a farmer what to do with it.
I've also got. I think I've got some little jars on me. Like, I don't know if physical like character stuff works, but I think on my costs, what I've designed, I think I've got some jars on me, don't I?
Possibly.
Yeah, if you want to have a jar on you, that's fine. Like, yeah.
Oh, not on here. I think some other things have. Can I just have like a
Yeah, that's
jar,
fine.
like a little jar like this attached to a belt, like coming off?
Yeah, of course.
Can I put some of the stuff in there?
Sure. It's easy enough to scoop up. You're scooping up the sludge or the barley?
The sludge.
Sure. So as you scoop up the sludge, it feels kind of like just a. It doesn't feel like the goo that you guys had encountered before, like the ooze. It just feels more like just a thicker liquid, kind of like a puree.
Puree.
Yeah, it's like a
Put it in my
chunky
jar.
flavor.
I'll wipe it.
Wait, don't wipe it on your clothes. That might be.
No, wait. Does it do anything to our clothes? Does it like burn it or anything like that?
You don't notice anything at the moment.
Okay, I think we're fine. Just because it just smelled funny, so I don't know if it's gonna burn or stain your clothes or anything like that.
Okay.
Excuse me. Can I like?
You're looking for a nearby farmer.
Yeah, just a farmer. Just a. Hello.
You can see in the distance there's a farmer that's kind of using a scythe to cut down parts of the barley that appear to be ready. Kind of turns towards you, waves back.
Help!
And it just squint at you and head towards you. You can see a heavy-set dwarven woman who kind of heads towards you. Fiery red hair, kind of seems to have. Her skin itself is sun-kissed and kind of pockmarked with freckles, and she's got strong arms, though doesn't seem to have a fighter's build, but seems to have the build of somebody who works the land a lot. Kind of heads towards you.
Hi. This barley was like rotten and like gooey, so we got rid of it. Do you want us to like rake it up and like I don't know, burn it? or
You
something?
cut down my field. The fuck is wrong with you?
No, it was bad. See?
No, it's gone all gross. Like,
How
look,
do I know you didn't?
it's
do
got
this?
the green. Look at the green.
Yeah, that's what was coming out of it.
The spirits
Again,
told
How
me
do
to
I
try.
know that you didn't do this to my field?
The spirits
just
are
seen you.
saying to help get rid of it. It's just gonna hurt
You're
the field
talking
even
to the
more.
spirits and telling you to ruin my fucking field?
Well, it was ruining your field in the first place because it's rotting all the plants.
Again,
I'm
it's
trying to help.
property law
We're
again.
just trying to help it not spread. We're trying to
Roll
help.
a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Can I give her advantage? Like, cause I'm trying to like trying to calm the person down. Be like, no. We're trying to prevent it from spreading and ruining all of your crops.
Okay, just a straight roll then.
7.
Balls.
I thought you had
So,
persuasion.
let me get this straight.
Yeah,
You
nothing.
lot, and you were in the tavern last night, were you not? Let me get this straight. You chop a rat in half,
That was
and
bad.
you tell me that spirits are fucking telling you to cut down my field.
Yeah.
Oh no, we should not be left unsupervised.
So, I'm gonna have to call the town's guard.
No, please.
Because honestly, you lot just come in here all the fucking time, siding where you think you should, and ruining my fucking profit. You know I have a family to feed, and here you are, fucking
was just
cutting down
trying
my
to
field because the
help.
spirits told you. Fucking insane you lot are, and begins to kind
Wait.
of...
Look at all the goo. That's not right.
Okay,
She's-
can we
she's
like
already
resolve
gone.
this and without getting the town's guard?
Not
I don't wanna
fucking
be
likely a
arrested
prick,
again.
and begins to just continue.
What if
to
I
walk
get? What
away.
about gold? What if I pay you for the damages, even though it was,
Yeah,
even though
we
you can
can-
clearly
we can help
see that
pay.
it's rotten and bad and was gonna spread. But what if I pay you for
People
the
like
damages?
money.
She's gone. She's walking away.
I've got gold and stuff.
We've got money.
She's walking away. She's gone. She's out of earshot.
Okay.
We need to
You
go.
see,
We
kind
need to go. We need to go. I can't be arrested
do
again.
we follow or do we like run away? I've never broken the law before.
I don't know. We literally have.
I thought we were doing the right thing.
Me too.
Jesus.
I don't know what to do. I just want to help the tree.
Wait. Okay. They don't know where we're staying, so.
Let's go find the others and run.
Okay. We run.
They don't know where we're staying. Only newcomers to going to town.
Well,
They have
So like
no
the
idea.
one tavern in
what,
town.
what's happening this time? Have we just like eventually gone like, oh, we'll just go to a tavern or something? And we're like sitting in there, and they're just like, fuck, we break the law, like running around. We just like look at these like 8 town guards, just bolting from them.
We just run and go, guys, we need to go now.
Yeah.
Just the
There's, like-
disappointed dad look.
There's the scene with like the 6 doors and the guards. And
They're all crisscrossing. Okay, so as you guys begin to bolt from the scene of your alleged crime, which you definitely committed, property damage, we're gonna head over to June. What would you like to do?
Hey, A9, do you want to come with me?
Where are we going?
I wanted to learn how to ride a horse, and I just thought it'd be useful. We've got horses now. I've never really dealt with a horse. I've walked most places. I don't know what to do with a horse, and I figure a farmer might know what to do with a horse.
Now, when you say we've got horses now, do you mean the people that are transporting us have horses now, and by extension, they're ours?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, we've got horses in our vicinity. We deal with horses now. It's a useful skill.
I feel like our reputation in this town is tarnished enough already.
I'm just gonna ask a farmer and then offer to pay them for all their knowledge.
Oh.
That's all I was gonna do.
All right.
I just figured it'd be fun to come along.
Yeah, sure. Sounds like a great time.
Cool. Do you wanna go ask the bartender to see if she knows anyone we can talk to?
Sure.
Cool.
Abelard, roll a perception check for me, please.
3 efficiency 17.
Sure, you can see Maylin and Kruger running away, bolting from what appears to be a barley field. So for you guys, you head back to the tavern.
Mhm.
What would you like to do? You can see that the barkeeper's kind of cleaned up where the incident occurred last night, and is kind of serving people their lunch as they come in and out, and kind of passing out coffees and other drinks and food.
Hey, barkeep.
Alright, what can I do for you?
We were just wondering, you wouldn't know if there's a place around town where we could learn to ride horses.
Or even manage horses if there's someone who's got like farm experience we could talk to.
You looking to stay?
No, just for like a quick discussion on like do's and don'ts.
For horses that you're not looking to buy, or
We're traveling with horses and we just want proper safety and stuff like that. We don't know much about horses.
I gathered that. So you're looking to learn about horses that you're already traveling with.
Yes.
Kind of.
I just want to
So
know
basically
about
for a
horses,
second.
my guy.
Alright, well, there's, I suppose, a stable that might be able to help you out. They don't really give lessons or anything, but they certainly keep horses that they breed to help out on the farms here.
Awesome.
Draft horses usually, so might be useful for you, I suppose.
No, that's exactly it. Yeah, that's what we're after. Is that like someone
You're
specific?
taking your robot with you
Uh,
to ride a horse?
let's
Right. First things first. I'm not.
Are we going with that you're a robot or that you're an armor? I say quietly.
Wait, sorry, let me get this straight. I'm an armor?
Yeah, are you telling people you're a robot?
I'm definitely not a robot. I don't know what you're talking about.
No. Not a robot.
We've come to the conclusion that I am in fact not
And
not a
you're,
robot.
like it,
you just look like that, then.
it's like a weird. It wasn't a robot always. Like it's not a robot. It has he, they, it.
So you're telling me it's not
It's like
an arachnoid?
part robot.
An R?
An arachnoid?
No.
Roll a deception check with disadvantage, please. You're literally standing in front of this barkeep saying, "No, this is not a
Glowing
robot."
core.
Oh no.
Please get a nat 20.
Oh no.
I didn't think you could get lower.
Well, we're resting on a nice plump 3.
3? Right, so, you're not an arachnoid. You're just a person that looks like that.
Alright, maybe I have an Arkanoid, but you certainly didn't hear it from me.
It's just staring at you in complete confusion.
Yes, I'm bringing it.
Just when I think my day couldn't get any weirder, I've been told that a robot is not definitely a robot, but now is a robot.
Like
My rat has been chopped in half. In my fucking...
that was your rat. I'm
I
so
meant-
sorry.
I meant the rat on my premises has been chopped in half.
Good. Oh my god, I felt super bad for a second. I still feel bad, but not.
So you don't feel bad that there's been guts spilled
No,
on
I
my
still.
floor? You've terrified all of my customers.
I still feel bad.
I'm already in deficit.
I still feel
today.
bad. I just. It would be a tragedy if I had.
So you decided, even though you felt bad, to come and lie to me.
Are we all here right
Get me
now?
to give you information
No.
about
No,
some
we're
fucking...
somewhere else. I thought so.
Just get out of
I'd
don't
like to
know.
know how to
State.
ride a. I'd like to know
Well, I
about
gave
horses.
you information and
It-
then you just lied to me.
Alright, well,
But then we told you the truth, and it was a.
Oh, well,
yeah.
that makes it so much better, doesn't it?
it's quite. There's quite a lot more to this than we're letting on. We really can't have information of my presence being spread around.
Well, who am I going to tell? Fucking farmers here? They're going to believe me? No, they're already half pissed, and it's only fucking 12 in the morning.
we appreciate that you wouldn't tell it further.
All right, well, whatever you got your information,
Is-
get
is-
out, not a robot, and
Is there someone specific we should talk to, or just head to the stable and we'll find it out once we get there?
I don't know who exactly works in the stable. It's not really my area of expertise.
Fair enough.
It's a small town, but kind of keeps to himself up in there. I think they said his name was Thorak. Not sure.
Okay, that's good. Can you point us in a direction as well?
Sure.
Thank you.
And begins to
Mhm.
give you directions to it. It seems like a field on the outskirts.
Hey, just like randomly, do I like because I've watched them boat past. Like at some point, do I just like stick my head in it? It's like Kruger's done something again.
Do we see anything as well?
It's like your Kruger senses tingling.
Hey,
Like I'm watching Malin and Kruger boat past, and I just like looked at Andrew. I'm just like,
Abelard.
Ah, another rat has been chopped.
Abelard. Do you want to come look at horses?
I feel like we should go deal with whatever Kruger's done. Just
Yeah, I don't really.
Isn't like exploration your like a big part of your journey here?
it is, but also I don't. No matter,
We'll tell you about the horses.
we can do that later. Isn't there horses already with the caravan?
Have we seen them when we run past?
It's kind of hard to miss Nardry. We're both like 6 foot up.
I know, it's both of us and we're both super tall.
Well, we were gonna try and find them, right, to leave.
Yeah, I'd say eventually you can kind of all join back up as a group.
guys, we need to leave right now. Right now. We're gonna get arrested again.
Again.
What do you
Yeah.
guys-
Why?
I just like stick my hands.
It's a long story. I cut down things and because it
What
had
did you
the
cut
stuff.
down?
It had the stuff because the spirits told me to.
What?
And then I didn't want it to spread. And then a farmer came over and they got really mad. And then now they're gonna go get guards for us. So we tried to give them the money, and now they don't want the money. And now we have to go so we don't get arrested.
Do halflings have pointed ears?
I don't think
Not
so.
really.
Okay,
no.
cool. Anyway, I'll just grab both of them by their ears, and I will drag them back to the field. So, apparently we didn't quite learn last time about asking before we do things. So we're going to stand here and we're going to endure the consequences of one's action.
But the thing was gonna spread.
I was gonna ruin their
We were just trying to help.
That is acknowledged, but once again, the thing about asking, and when I get the door, I see the pile of rotting wheat.
Well, they've bolted from the scene, so they wouldn't be around.
Look
I mean,
at
I-
the green
I was
stuff.
like shaking a jar. Like, where did it's like,
It's
I'll
the
like
stuff-
release
it's the
Malin's
stuff-
ear, holding it a Krieger to pick it up. Can I like do like a medicine check on it or something to see what kind of disease it is?
Sure, roll a medicine check for me.
Can you please let go of my ear?
While
At
this is
I'll like
time,
let
are
it
you
go.
guys going to the field, or are you waiting, hanging around for this?
We need to go.
What do you think?
Do what you gotta do.
I'm so disappointed.
But does that mean we hang around and we help them, or we let Abelard deal with it? I'm sure Abelard will deal with it fine, honestly. It's not like we really interject that much, and it's not that helpful when we interject.
Aww.
I think maybe it's better if we leave.
Alright.
Yeah.
Fine.
Genuinely, I think Abelard's much more charismatic with it. Let's go.
I rolled a 14
A
on my
14?
medicine.
This is unlike any kind of disease you've seen before. You gather that it affects plants and nature more than it affects people.
Treatment kind of things, like just disposed by burning kind of thing.
With a 14, I don't think you'd be able to
Okay.
gather. You gather that it might be arcane in nature.
Oh, cool.
Could I
I've
say a
just-
thing?
Wait, can
Oh,
you tell me
sorry.
that?
Yeah. I'll be like talking as loud.
I'd like to say a thing to Malin before we go. Hey, Malin, when was the last time you washed? Because you,
Washed?
like, you had the spore at the beginning, and now we've gone to a new town, and then the spores showed up after we turned up.
What do you
And,
mean?
like, when I go hiking sometimes you've got to, like, wash your shoes because you don't want to, like,
What has this got to do with the green, the stuff?
Is it a fungus?
I think you may have brought it here.
It wasn't me. I'm trying to stop it. This is what the spirits have been talking about. This is what has ruined the forest where I came from.
I think maybe before we go, we have a bath.
I don't know
You
what
have
that
a bath.
I'll just respond with, although I would suggest that Malin has a bath.
We
I
don't
know
have
what-
enough time.
We will do with that. No, we will have enough time for a bath. This is quite basic. This I do not think Malin brought. It appears to be more arcane in nature. It seems like
Well,
a
that's
problem. However, you will not take me to that field where you cut down this wheat, and we will talk in depth about property law with the town guard. Because apparently this has not been stressed enough.
How is it that the extraplanar traveler knows more about property law?
I think it's more
I
about
don't like
touch
getting in
shit if it's not
trouble.
yours.
I don't deal with property law. When I break stuff, normally my parents just sort of.
I come from the forest.
Excellent. This would be an excellent learning opportunity for myself about the specifics of your property laws here, and an excellent opportunity for you guys to learn about your own property laws.
Okay.
Now, let us go back to this field, and we will talk to the authorities properly, and we will not run away from them.
Why do you sound so much like my dad right now?
Hey, Nadria, do you want to come with us or go with them?
Where are you going?
We're going to a stable to talk to a guy about horses.
It's a hard decision.
I'd rather the horses.
Wow.
Now, before we run
Go.
off, Abelard, did you mention that growth was arcane?
Yes.
May I do an arcana check
Sure.
to see if I know anything about?
Oh.
Also, I turn to Kruger and I'm like, you believe Mei Lin speaking to spirits, but I'm crazy, but you believe Mei Lin when she speaks to some sort of tree spirits, even though you know that she grew up in who knows where.
Oh
Must
no, I
be-
don't believe the spirits for one damn second. It looked like rotten barley, and I thought, that would be bad if his entire crop went bad. And then he'll be and then the farmer will have no money. Then they'll be poor. And how are they supposed to
You
support
don't
their
believe
family?
me that I talked to the spirits? That's why I'm here.
Do I hear this conversation? I was like,
You
Nadia,
probably,
you
I mean,
speak to someone.
Probably, I mean, unless you were.
Yeah, no,
speaking-
I'm just like being loud. I'm not like hiding this at all.
What did you roll in your Arcana check?
19.
Ooh, with a 19. This is not necessarily your area of expertise, though you do gather that this is a very powerful spell that has been cast on wherever I suppose the affected areas are, that appears to eat away at the life force
How did
of
this get
whatever
here?
it's been cast on or whatever it's
Do
affected.
you tell us this?
What do I know if it's contagious? If it can spread through contact?
So you would know that it would be able to spread through the plants, but isn't necessarily harmful to people or other humanoids or anything like that. Or not even animals really, though they might get sick. They probably wouldn't eat away at their life force.
Do you tell us this?
This looks awfully familiar. For some reason, I feel that this is some sort of curse or spell.
I'd say so. It sounds like it.
And
Since
you
the
may want to come
spirits
with us.
came
It
from it.
seems very important. We should probably talk to the authorities about this, and we should probably also talk about to the Grimoire and Legion about this as well.
Please.
As this seems very important.
It
Well,
is.
June,
It's
unfortunately,
very
it
important.
appears I have more important things to tend to than horses.
It's alright, I'm coming.
That's okay. I'll tell you about it when I get back. It'll be cool.
Wonderful.
The forest is depending
appreciate
on me.
Cool. What?
The forest depends on me. You hearing this?
I really think you should have a bath at some point.
Baths are quite nice. I have some lovely soaps if
Why
you
do we
wish to
keep
use
talking
them.
about baths?
Because you are growing mushrooms.
I will.
So?
I'll direct it. I'll take Abelard to where we
Yep.
cut the barley,
Sure.
begrudgingly.
No worries. So Nadria and June, you're travelling to Thorax Field.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do,
I'm not joining in on that.
do, 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 do. I think I tried to do a song by Willie Nelson, is that his name? But I think I ended up doing a car ads tune.
Ah. Classic. I always get those mixed up.
Willie Nelson.
I think it was
Toyota
the
ads? Yeah.
RSV, that car people that come to you.
Oh, like the hang.
Hey, help us
us
on
on
the way.
Ew. Ew. I hate that we did
Ew.
that. Okay. So as you guys head towards the outskirts of town, you can see that there is almost a freshly mown field of grass that appears to have a couple of different horses in there. They mostly seem to be Clydesdale and other draft horses, so not necessarily built for riding, but mostly for hauling large loads and kind of ploughing fields and things like that. So you can see that there are some other Mustangs, things like that, that are kind of in a field nearby.
Would you be able to tell me, should I roll for it, and is it okay if I roll for it? Is a Mustang a riding horse?
Yeah, so you don't have to roll for it. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mustangs, I think, are usually wild horses. Maybe we could be
Okay.
wrong about that.
I will trust anything
so
you say.
I am
and
clearly a horse girl.
I believe in Australia at least wild horses here are called Brumbies.
But this is
You
not.
are
This is.
correct.
But this is not Australia.
Exactly.
An American feral horse, which is typically small and lightly built.
There you go. So yes, they are riding horses.
Perfect.
But you can.
Strange thing to name a car after a lightly
I
built.
suppose the symbol makes
feral
sense. The
horse.
symbol they have now makes sense, though. I imagine because they're fast or something.
Okay. So as you guys begin to kind of travel up this pockmarked, worn dirt road, you can see that there's a classic red barn that's kind of looks like most other things in this town, kind of worse for wear. It's kind of hanging on by a thread. There's different coloured wood that patches up the otherwise completely red exterior. Some of the white paint that's kind of accenting it is chipped off, but you can see that it seems as if this is kind of a bustling place. There are a lot of people that are kind of coming in and out. Seems like this is for farmers that are using plows for their large acreage. Need to kind of visit this place for various purposes. You can see that there's what appears to be an anvil set up, kind of dinged, and seems to be have a lot of use, but is smaller than kind of the blacksmith's anvils that you'd be used to seeing. But yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anybody visible to you at the moment. You can just see farmers that are kind of riding horses out of the stable.
Is there so it's just this one building?
Yes, just this one building at the moment. There is a silo kind of not too far away.
Is there anyone in the building? Can I see, is the building open?
Yes, it is open. You can see that there are a couple of people that are kind of dotted around the interior. You can hear that there are whinnying horses inside.
It's fun, it's cool.
Anyway.
Oh, Lord.
You can see that there are whinnying horses inside. But you can see from a distance there are probably about 5 people inside.
I presume we approach, and as we get closer, I just want to yell, "Hey, hi, we've come to talk to someone."
You can see that a kind of grizzly-looking older human gentleman seems to have red hair with a white streak through it at the top. Seems to be kind of bushy and not as well kept. Has a kind of hat that's placed on top of it, kind of jauntily to the side. Begins to head over to you, kind of has a bow-legged walk and kind of seems relaxed with one of those hay in the mouth. Yep. What can I do you for?
May I say, you've got beautiful hair. And sorry,
Thank you.
To my point at hand, I'm looking for someone. I'm new to horses, and I'm traveling with a pack of them at the moment. And I just want to sort of know about handling them and the do's and don'ts. And I'm just looking for someone who I can pay.
Do's and don'ts of horses. You want a lesson on what to do about horses.
On how to handle them, how to lead them, and if anyone knows and can teach me some tricks in a short time, how to ride them in a pinch.
You never ridden a horse, but you come to a stable.
You were the only. I asked the barkeep, and you were the place in town I was directed to for someone who knew about horses.
Well, I don't have too many that you can ride, but I'll see what I can do. So you just want a quick lesson on how to not get yourself killed? My first bit of advice is not to stand behind anyone that's idling or walking by on a horse, and begins to kind of pull you out of the way as you as you're kind of stood in the oncoming kind of traffic of a horse, because that's the quickest way to get kicked. Yeah.
All right. Yep. Yes.
Right. So what did I just say? No stand behind horses, and begins to pull you out another another way of a stationary horse that's kind of being helped by what appears to be a younger human, a woman that's kind of just taking payment for this massive Clydesdale draft horse that appears to be more muscle than anything else.
June's story ends with one swift kick in the head.
That's 3 death saves.
It begins to kind of lead you over to the stables, and you can see that there are. This is definitely for draft horses specifically, but you can see that there are some smaller kind of palomino horses that are kind of in the stables here as well. Begins to run through how you should ride a horse, lead them, all sorts of maintenance things, like how you need to clean out the hooves, farriers are best to go to, that sort of stuff.
Excellent.
And I would say that, you're pretty knowledgeable about horses at this point. Roll an animal handling check for me.
Excellent. I shall do.
And Nadria, are you...
I am literally just standing and watching like this, just like horses.
Right, and you want to get a run through everything as well?
I'm here to accompany him, so they don't do anything bad.
So you've ridden a horse before?
No, and I don't want to.
Why not? You don't like horses or something? Came to the wrong place.
Just following him. I'm not here for this.
For me?
Like stables, horses.
Yet, you're in a stable.
And
Come on, it won't be so bad. Begins to kind of push you towards the horse.
Nadria, please. Please.
What did you get on your...
Guess.
That one?
That one. For a total of 4.
That's not very cash money of you. You, as he kind of leads the horse out, begins to kind of set up and put the tack on the horse for you to ride it. You immediately stand behind the horse. And him kind of beckoning Nard
Is it a boy or
over
girl?
and pulling them kind of towards so that they can ride the horse as well. The kind of sudden movement scares the horse, spooks it, and it kind of rears up and then kicks its leg out. And June, you take 5 points of damage.
That would have been hilarious
As
if
you
I
get
died.
get a horse kick straight to your femur.
Femur, God, fucking low kick. How would it be like to the shoulders on the elite?
June die. The explanation is that the hoof comes down, kind of clips your leg.
I think I prefer walking.
No, don't be like that. What was the first rule I told you? Not to stand behind horses, and what you do? Stand behind a horse.
a little woozy. I'll be like, don't talk about Fight Club.
Afraid I don't know that reference. You're in a fight club, you should know how to be hit. That's ain't nothing.
Let me get my bearings.
Kind of buckled over. Nadria, roll an handling check for me, please.
Please
Nat
get a
ones.
please no, get a nat 20.
Come
on,
nat
nat
ones. As you're being by Thorak to kind of stand in front of the horse, you watch as this horse, having just kicked June, begins to swing their head around, kind of lunge, begin to chomp straight onto your forearm.
Wait, it bites them?
Ouch! And you will take 6 points of damage. As kind of the massive jaw begins to clamp down on your forearm.
You dead?
Whoa.
Okay.
And begins to kind of push the horse back, make sure that you're all out of the way. Alright, so maybe I wasn't clear. Don't spook the horses. Don't stand behind the horses. Don't get bitten by the fucking horses.
Why was the biting my fault?
You scared the horse.
He scared the horse.
I think we're good about horses.
I would love to see you try and ride one, but perhaps today's not your day.
You're the one that forced me to come near the horse in the first place.
Well, you're in a stable. You're gonna be around horses all the damn time, and you came learning.
That's our bad. You
No,
can't-
it's your bad.
You can't blame a horse. You can't blame a...
You're the one that brought me here as well.
Are there lights everywhere?
You got kicked in the knee, not in the head. Acting like a damn fool.
Ow.
Oh, what? Your pride's hurt now?
My femur.
Imagine how many times I've been kicked by a horse. That wasn't ain't nothing.
Yes. Sorry. My brain can only think of one thing. I've lost my train of thought.
Well, maybe you did get kicked in the head. Right, well, anything else I can do for you? I'm going to say that even though you didn't get to ride on a horse, you're more than welcome to try again if you like, but I think I'd probably call it here since you seem pretty disastrous and all that.
I won't say one more try. I want to try again.
Sure thing. You think your pride, your head, and your femur can cope with being on the back of a horse?
Probably not my femur.
Well, that's a shame because you're mounting with your leg that you just got kicked in and begins to kind of help you put your foot in the stirrup and swing you over onto the side. Roll an animal handling check for me, please.
Come on, June.
Oh, much better. 19 this time.
With a 19? Okay, with a 19, the horse that you get on seems to be settled now that it's kind of dominated you guys and told you who's boss. As you're kind of sitting astride the horse, it's very comfortable and seems to do exactly as you tell it. You guys are led out into a field, kind of a small sand arena, and kind of asked to do, cantering, trots, all that. And yeah, you begin to ride a horse.
It's easier than I
it's
thought.
it's very comfortable. It's a nice, pleasant ride on the back of the horse.
It's beautiful. That's the wind in
Is
my
that
hair.
that's your impression of the horse?
No, that was me on the
Oh,
horse.
that's your
With the
your hair, I
wind,
see.
I'm just
Isn't your hair up in a
feeling it.
bun?
Wind in my singular massive hair.
You take it out especially for this occasion.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's
I am
something June would
staring,
do.
even scowling even worse than I was before I just got here.
Nadria, you should try again. It's magical.
Thorak turns to you. How about it? Want to get on the back?
No!
I can feel it speaking to me.
That one's got some real problems, ain't he?
I'm around worse people.
I'm just like you guys. Now I can speak to things.
Look, I'm just saying, if you get on the back of a horse, you can ride a lot quicker away from him.
That's a good point.
Good escape route. Always hand.
Fine. One more.
One more try.
One more try.
Sure thing.
You've
And
got this, Nadria.
leads out a kind of an Appalachian horse. Puts you up on the back. Helps you in the stirrup. Roll an animal handling check for me, please.
Come on, Nadria.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
I'm gonna fall off. 12.
With a 12, I'll say that you don't pick it up as easily as June, but eventually you begin to kind of ease yourself into that kind of gentle rolling canter, and you begin to make your way feasibly around the sand arena. I will say though that the horse doesn't seem to listen to you as well as June seems to have bonded with the horse that they were on. But yeah, you seem to be able to ride a horse now.
Completely contrasting June. Nadra is sitting on this horse, either shaking in fear or yelling at it for some reason.
Like completely
Just like-
rigid.
I swear to God.
Every muscle tense.
Hey, well done. That wasn't so bad, was it?
You were my legs. You have taken my legs and become them. 1 for 4.
I don't really like the way you're talking to my horse, man.
I'm sorry. I'll stop.
I
talking.
think you should get on down from there.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I ain't heard that one in a while, but
Yeah.
all right, and begins to help you down.
Thank
kind of
you.
on a mounting block.
Me just standing there being like, I would, but like.
Nadia,
Get me off this thing, I swear to God.
yeah, you don't really seem to be enjoying yourself. But hey, once you get used to it, pretty peaceful life.
It's magical. Okay.
Begins to kind of help you down. Alright, so I'm gonna say that it's 5 gold each for use my facilities.
Don't worry, I got
mountain
us.
mile horses, getting kicked, just an insurance policy, all that.
My
Aren't you
shout.
supposed to give the insurance policy before the event?
You ain't never asked, so.
That's fair. That's fair.
Got him.
Sharp wit.
I didn't catch your name, by the way.
It's Thorak. This is
Thorak.
my field.
Thank you, Thorak. Here's 10 gold.
Thank you kindly. Absolute pleasure.
Bye for now. Thank
Bye
you very much.
forever.
Bye forever.
I'm
Don't
not
say
coming back.
that. You can say, kind of tip the hat towards you. Always a pleasure. Never a chore.
Oh.
Aww.
I
Why
turned
does
to June,
that
by
sound
the way.
familiar?
I turned to June and I'm like, I almost set that horse on fire when it bit me.
Oh my god. I am genuinely so glad you did not.
I was considering it.
I bonded with that horse. I never learned its name, but we had emotion. And that was all that would have, let me tell you, after learning about that horse, I don't think that horse would have liked that.
You
Maybe you shouldn't have attacked me.
Hey, I'm really glad that you got up on a horse, and I'm quite, genuinely, that'll be super useful for us if we ever need that.
I am never getting on a horse again.
Unless.
Haha,
Do we need to have the tea conversation again, guys?
No, it'll be of your own volition.
Not happening.
Okay.
Right. As you guys spend the afternoon having successfully learnt how to ride a horse, though some of you enjoyed it more than others, and the rest of you have kind of had a lengthy discussion about property damage and what is right and wrong, what the law says that you can or can't do to somebody's property.
I assume we have this conversation with the town guard. Or
Yes,
something.
the town's guard runs you guys through what you should or shouldn't do, and kind of lets you off with a kind of slap on the wrist because they're scared of you. They seem mostly like farmers that have been kind of drawn into. They kind of seem like the biggest, kind of burliest guys, but definitely not the most experienced in terms of combat.
Are they
And it kinda
worried about
just-
the blight at all? 'Cause, I assume we're telling them about that as well.
Roll an insight check for me, please.
So, answer's actually pretty good 'cause it's wisdom based. 9. No, wait, 12.
With a 12, it's pretty easy to see that they're concerned about a lot of things that are happening. For example, the angry dwarven woman who's just had her field destroyed. The fact that you guys had kind of come into this town that's usually so quiet and they don't really have to confront anything too scary for them has kind of thrown them off. They do seem concerned about the blight. They don't seem like they're really used to dealing with magic or the arcane.
You want me, do they want me to go talk to the Grimosian Legion whilst we're traveling upwards, or
Yeah, I'll say after discussion they say, well, we're not really we don't have any Grimoisian Legion here. We don't typically get too much arcane matter around here, but if you're heading up that way, maybe you could talk to the Grimoisian Legion in your next town over. Might be useful. There's Downton not too far away from here, and then Geldon. But Downton probably be better if you're looking for a Grimoisian Legion specifically. Pretty much, they have a pretty big deal there with crops, so I'd say it probably affect them more than Geldon maybe.
of course, and then I assume once we're done and stuff like that.
We're very, very sorry it won't
I'm
happen
sorry,
again.
we'll just try to help.
Alright, just see to it that it don't happen again.
We were just trying to
We
help.
will ask next time we destroy things.
Even if it's really
You're gonna
bad.
ask before you destroy things? Did you learn nothing from this conversation?
Well, it was really bad though.
We will ask permission.
Yes.
From now
We'll
on, if
ask
we wanna do
permission
anything.
if you need help
You
with.
will ask permission from the proper authorities before you conduct any activity.
Okay.
Yes, Abelard.
Right. Well, nice to meet you, and stay out of trouble while you're here. Makes our job a hell of a lot easier.
I'll try.
Alright, thank you. Hoping we're not getting a discussion with you again.
Nope.
I'll say that you guys are asked to pay 2 gold for the damage to the field.
Each?
No,
Or total?
just total 2 gold.
I'll cover it.
It wasn't
you
that
don't want me
big
to
a
cover it this
space.
time because you bought the Danishes and stuff.
Thanks, May.
I think because I've got. Yeah, this is my first time. Probably my first time spending money. How do I do it?
Hey, there's a button on the inventory where you can subtract
Oh, yeah.
your.
Yeah,
I've already used 1 gold before.
All right. So, with that, I think we should go ahead to a break, and we will return with our journeys, our travels to Daunt, hopefully after this. So stick with us. We will see you in just a little bit.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Where we left off, we had a chaotic journey through the small country town of Helior, where we learned about property damage and riding horses and not to stand behind them. So we're going to be continuing on with the rest of our journey here on our way to Downed. Alright, so is there anything else you guys would like to do before you depart? Miriam and the half elf. I'm just gonna say somebody at least asked for his name. His name is Allison.
Allison, that's actually really cool.
Aw.
Yeah, nobody asked,
I
but
was
you
gonna
get
ask.
free content.
How do you
Yay.
spell Allison?
Alesan.
Allison, thank you.
Alisan. So you guys are slated to leave in the morning. They would say, I'd say probably crack of dawn type of deal for them. And as you head back to the caravans, kind of regroup, you can see that they're beginning to put their kind of their stocks away, kind of going over the stuff that they sold, and kind of preparing with any supplies that they can get for the week-long journey to Downed.
Whilst we're like doing this and all that, I'll be like, I'll talk to everyone about it. So when I was talking to the barkeep in the morning, she mentions that in the Doubt there is the disappearances. I'm just talking to the people. I'm just saying there's disappearances in Doubt right now. So I guess we're there just on the way, keep our eyes open.
Like people going missing.
I believe so.
Like kidnapping?
I was going to go talk to the barkeep again tonight.
Oh dear.
What do you think disappearances mean?
I don't know.
Who's sleeping?
Children.
Maybe no, like maybe like someone's dog got lost.
And then like also
Like
what they're doing.
Barrel got lost.
Barrel got lost. Barrel disappeared.
I
No,
miss
this
Barrel.
is good. That means we can save people and we'll make our name as awesome adventurers who help people and don't destroy property, at least without asking permission.
Yes, we
And-
will speak. We have to speak to the Grimarty and Legion that was we're there. So if they want our help, we can offer it. They may not. So, also, I did want to try that riding thing that you inaugurated today. That
yeah.
sounded quite cool. How
What
does
did
that
you
go?
do?
They got to ride some horses, or not these horses, but other horses.
Yeah, how did that go? While we were-
Amazing.
I
That
Thanks.
limp
sounds
slightly.
I got an 18 insight.
You what
Uh,
slightly?
I limp slightly.
I'm
Oh.
obviously being incredibly sarcastic right now.
It was
Yeah,
pretty
I
good
Enjoy
actually.
it. Okay.
No, I felt like I made a solid connection. I don't think we can do it today.
Jean wears shorts though.
Yeah, true. You can see a big hoof mark.
I'll be just like, yes, a connection. Do you want me to have a look at that?
No, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, look at it.
Medicine check, I guess.
You notice like a hairline fracture.
Yeah, it's just they're like shattered. It's just like you should not be walking on this.
Abla's like,
13.
oh, blood.
With the 13, you can see it's pretty obvious what it is. There's genuinely a massive hoof mark. Looks like you've been kicked in the leg by a horse.
It's like
Do you know that horses kick? Is that something that you're aware of as a person?
I'm not super aware of horses in general, but they do have legs, so it does make sense that they will kick.
They
Do you know
also
what a hoof
bite.
shape is like? Can you like identify a horse kick?
And then I turn my head directly to the horses we spent a day with. I look
Ah.
at their feet, and then I look back at Jude, and I'm just like, no, Jude, I could not ever guess what a hoof is like. There is no way I could have sourced this information.
Well, hot tip, if ever you want to know what a hoof is like, apparently you just have to stand behind him, I learnt.
A valuable learning experience, I am sure. Anyway, I'm going to go to the tavern and have
Oh,
a
yeah.
drink.
Quick bit of advice. What I did learn about horses, don't stand behind them.
Or in front of them. They bite.
Yeah, generally
Where
like
can you stand?
the side of the horse is pretty good. And if
Okay.
it starts to turn, you're done.
Wait, so do we have horses now?
No.
You don't own them, they're part of the wagon that you guys drive.
Ah.
Would I be able to buy a horse still on?
Yeah, if you want to.
I kind of want to go buy a horse.
I kind of want
Unless
a
I can
horse.
buy a camel, I wish to buy a horse.
Wait. Do you know what a camel is, but you don't know what a horse is?
I mean, I imagine we have camels because it's a giant fuck off desert.
Cool.
They're not just any camels, they're cool camels.
Dream
camels?
camel.
Dream camels.
I
yeah.
would like to befriend a horse.
I don't want a camel. I'm not gonna lie. I think Abelard would wait for a camel to become available.
What is a camel?
Oh, yeah. What would the dream camels be like? It's different about them.
I would say they'd mostly be albino.
Hey,
they
Hole.
also have.
Your mic is off for some reason. Just completely not working.
It looks on.
It
to
does
me.
indeed. Let's swap.
Did someone say Bethus?
You did. That counts.
Okay.
How did you know?
Test. Test. Oh my god,
That
it's
is
working fine, and I just yelled into it. Sorry,
Yes,
guys.
my dulcet tones. I'm
Wait.
sure everybody would be sad if we didn't get that. Does it work?
I think it might be your positioning, because
My
now...
positioning?
Oh,
Maybe
speak.
maybe we could clip. Maybe try clip it to like the
What
sideboard.
if I do this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that might...
What if I do this? Is that better?
Say again?
Is it better?
Yep, absolutely.
Hey.
Brilliant.
Hey.
Anyway, now we've
Love
learned with
that.
the microphone. You just have to stand them up somehow.
And have them... I don't think that's it. I think there's a few more issues as well, but...
But that's slowly fix issues a bit.
It's not Chronicle.
Hey.
Thank you.
First campaign, we're learning still.
Okay. Yeah, I would say Dream Camels probably be albino. They might have that same kind of iridescent sheen that most of Larothia has.
I'll like start explaining that to people.
Yeah.
It's like lots of camels. They are
Oh.
white and they have this wonderful sheen of colours that just everything has.
That's cool.
Wow. May, do you know what a camel is?
No. There aren't camels in the forest.
What animals have you seen?
A few. I don't know.
Squirrels, deer.
Yeah.
Uh,
Deer, squirrels,
Wombats. I don't know.
wombats. I don't know what that is.
Cows.
Raccoons.
Pigs.
Well, I've seen pigs and cows now. I see them around, and horses. I've learnt about those.
I'm just gonna keep listing off different forest animals. Because I don't know that many myself.
Okay. So, as you guys begin to kind of regroup and get yourselves sorted, any supplies that you need for the journey, Abelard, you're able to acquire a horse if you so wish from Thorak, but most of the horses available are draft horses.
Do they have like any riding horses?
They do, yeah. They
I
only
imagine
have-
they'd be like the Mustangs and stuff.
Yeah,
Can I get like a white or like a black one of those?
sure. Easy enough to do.
Yep.
I
have
don't
that.
know the cost of a horse. Give me a second.
75 gold pieces.
75 gold pieces.
That's
That's
Thank
a lot
you.
of gold.
He's rich.
Oh, I am rich.
Stolen everybody's money.
I didn't
Don't
steal
have
anyone's
enough
money. I got the money
horse.
myself and no one
Maybe
asked
I
for it.
befriend a
Yeah,
horse
no.
somewhere.
And I was just like, does anyone else
For
want
free.
a
Wild
horse?
horses.
Also, actually, no, I need to check the price of saddles and stuff. Come with horse.
I'm gonna say yeah, it just comes with a horse. That's too hard. Maybe I'll say for 5 extra gold pieces, you can get everything sorted for the horse. Riding gear.
Saddles, riding is 10 gold pieces, packed is 5 gold pieces, military is 20, exotic is 60.
Well, what would you like it for?
Probably the military one, just for my background.
Sure, then 20, I guess. Actually, I'd say he'd probably give you a cut for 15.
Cool. So it's 90 gold pieces total.
Yes.
I'll ask if anyone else wants horses whilst I'm getting.
How
I
are
don't
you?
have enough
How are you
money.
affording that?
Yeah.
I'll just look out for
Yeah.
wild
I like-
horses
I
and
like
hope I
tap the
can
bag. I'm
befriend
like,
them.
money.
Okay.
I agree, we'll find some horses.
Yeah.
You may not be able to get a horse, but maybe a pony.
Mafia openly laughs at you.
I was just like, why are you laughing? It makes sense. I mean, you could try get a horse, but I feel like
Why would I want a pony?
it's just a
Hey, what do
smaller
you-
horse.
Kuga thinks about like growing to a very large size, but then thinks against it. It's like, I'm not gonna cause any more disturbances in this small little farming town. I'm gonna go away by the caravans.
Yeah, right. I'll spend 90 gold pieces and have my horse.
Sure. Easy enough to do.
No one else wants one.
Anybody else want to get anything in particular
I'm
before
offering
you
to buy
guys head
them.
off?
What other animals do they have here?
Horses.
What animals are you looking for?
I don't know. Never mind. I've already got one.
You know what, Abelard? Fine. I'll take a horse.
A horse.
Yeah.
I want a horse. Abelard,
What?
could Kruger and I have horses?
I cannot.
Oh, me?
We'll share one.
I can't
Can
afford
Kruger
that.
and I
I
share
can.
Can we
horse?
just have like a horse so we can all share?
I can afford one more horse and saddle.
We would like a horse.
I feel like June and I can fit on the one.
True.
Not me.
We'll share.
We'll
You will.
swap.
We'll alternate. That's the word I'm looking for.
I will buy 2 horses then.
Yes. Get up.
I like
let's
how
all do
you-
it. Ready?
everybody's
3, 2,
just
1.
Team.
Everybody's just swindled Abelard out of all of the money,
Hell
but
yeah.
Well,
you guys
technically it's
definitely
a
have
good
enough
Thanks,
collectively to
Abelard.
have
That was
bought one.
18 platinum.
Savage. Alright, so you
I've just like put 18 platinum coins in the guy's hand.
What color is our horse?
What color is our horse?
what color would you like the horse to be?
Should we roll?
Abelard doesn't give them a choice. Abelard just points at him. It's like, he's like, can we
Sure,
get one more
you
horse?
point out a
I'll just be like,
a
guys,
buckskin horse.
A what?
Buckskin.
Ooh.
Buckskin. Cool.
Time to Google.
I've got like, what color? That's like white or black.
It was yeah. You said white or black, so I'm assuming you could get what feels fitting for you.
Honestly, probably black, right?
Black, sure. Maybe you can have some white accents. Who knows?
Black.
The horse.
With like a black horse with white speckles.
Yeah.
Cool.
Why not?
Perfect.
Why not?
From that
the
one
Night Sky and
movie.
Stars.
What was it? Buckskin?
Buckskin. Yeah.
Buckskin.
What was
Buckskin
its
horse.
name?
From the movie?
Spirit.
Yeah, Spirit.
Spirit.
Something. Is it just called Spirit?
He's just called Spirit.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Our horse is named Spirit now.
Okay, no, I
don't
like
know
that. That's
those.
cool.
It's a one Disney film that I think it's Disney that
It's
they
not Disney.
released. Oh, it's an animated movie that they released way back in the day. That
I
was
saw it
just-
once when I was like 8. I can't remember any of it, but I remember I
remember-
liked it.
I remember that
Lots of
movie
people
like
think
it was
the horse is
yesterday.
hot.
People think the horse is hot.
Yeah.
It's a good-looking horse,
It's a
to be
big
fair.
thing.
What?
It's a good-looking horse.
That came out really wrong, didn't it?
I'm very
I'm-
concerned about the fact that
I'm not
you
attracted to
guys
horses,
know-
guys. It's just a very well-drawn cartoon, all right? Go see Spirit.
What's your
Great
opinion
film.
on Robin Hood, the fox?
Oh, no.
What? Robin Hood or Maid Marian or just the whole animal situation?
The animal situation.
I don't know. Animals,
Alright,
cool.
fine.
Good shit.
What
girl.
about?
I'm not gonna go for Maid Marian. She's a
I
fox.
knew, I knew that people found the fox hot. in
From
the-
Robin Hood.
Yeah.
I didn't think that like Robin Hood the fox.
Yeah, I think so.
Guys, this is like a
This is not.
podcast now.
We're not. This is not.
These are the horses. This
Yeah.
is the
That's Spirit.
movie.
What?
Oh, okay.
What? What?
Oh, okay. I see the appeal.
No, I don't know what you want me to say. It's a horse. How is that a good-looking horse?
He's cool. He's got like a black mane. He looks.
Are you the horse girl of the group?
Look at his face.
He's got like a fringe.
What gender is my horse?
Look. What would you like the gender of the horse to be?
I just asking Jim. Abelard wouldn't have picked a gender. We just got that one there.
I would say it's more likely that they'd have mares, but I mean you could have a stallion as well if you want.
Okay, Mary's
Our
female.
horse definitely has hair like that at
Yeah.
the front, swept,
Yeah.
kind of like
I
emo
will name
We
style.
my
didn't choose our
horse.
horse.
Eclipse.
It does now.
Nice.
We'll
Nice
style
name.
it. We'll
Yeah,
style it.
yeah, we'll style it that way.
Anyway, I'm thoroughly disturbed, but it's okay. So, you guys have gotten all of your supplies ready,
We have 2 horses.
packed up, and ready to go. Ready to go
Hell yeah.
to your next.
The next part of
Uh,
the journey, we'll be able to learn how to ride a horse. You just impulse for.
I'm gonna say that they'd make sure you know how to ride a horse first. So roll an animal handling check for me, please.
Do May and I need to roll one as well?
If you're riding the horse.
Or
I
am
can guide you guys. Don't worry.
Okay, cool.
I can ride a
I'm
horse.
not gonna
I-
worry then.
We'll swap on the.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They
yeah.
can they
One day.
can
Yeah.
6.
steer the horse.
6?
We'll sit on the back
Yeah. Good idea.
and take turns.
As you begin to lead your horse out, the horse just immediately stops, just not moving at all, just looking at you, just blankly, just not seeming to register that you want it to move. After a little while, Thorite kind of comes up. Well, hey now, so seems you actually ain't never ridden a horse.
No, I've ridden a camel.
A camel? Well, it's pretty similar, and begins to kind of explain to you how to do it, and eventually after, I'd say probably an hour or so, you learn how to ride the horse, and roll another one with advantage for me,
I can
please.
always speak to the horse to tell them what's happening.
Technically, I can also speak to the horse.
Oh yeah, you can.
Because I just like do telepathy. Well,
I think the horse needs to be. I think you need the specific spell, or the horse needs to be of a certain intelligence.
Yeah, does it speak a language?
yeah, I think it's just got to speak a language.
Because if it doesn't speak a language, then I think you're out of luck.
I don't need to share a language. Okay, so it just has to speak at least one language, basically.
I think it'd understand some common
Alright.
phrases.
So it'd just be like, you'd probably just be, can that
That's
help?
funky.
That's cool.
I assume that
I
helps.
mean, I assume you'd be teaching it how to, like when they break in the horses,
yeah, I
they
would.
would teach them
fair.
how to.
And I wouldn't be having a conversation with it. I would just be like,
Yeah, it would be able to understand certain
Anyway.
phrases that you could say to it.
13.
13, yeah, I'll say after a little while, you begin to form a connection with Eclipse,
Yep.
and yeah, you can now ride your own horse. And what did you guys get for your animal handling? Did you?
Oh, we do animal handling?
I just
Well,
assume.
are you? Who's riding the horse?
June will be the one.
I'll
like,
do animal handling though.
riding it.
I've got quite
Yeah, I'll
good
do
animal
animal
hand-
handling just to like try and be friendly with them.
Yeah.
Can I impose advantage on their rolls?
I got a 20.
That is so fucking
That's
character.
That tracks.
Plus 5, so
yeah, you can
25.
roll with advantage.
Oh
because of
wow,
June.
awesome.
Hey.
Nat 20.
Yeah!
That's what I get for growing up on a farm sometimes.
Ghostbusters.
Hey, your name is Spirit now.
Okay,
I
so
love you.
after kind of seeing Abelard and hearing the horror stories from June, you begin to approach the horse a little bit cautiously, but after a little while of just kind of being around the horse and speaking to it, letting it know that its name is now Spirit, you guys, like, it's just second nature to you. You get to mount the horse, and
Aw.
it's easy enough to do.
Please don't kill it.
Why would I kill Spirit? He's beautiful.
Because
Thank
you
bud.
kill animals.
This is a conversation for another day, mate.
With that, you guys have acquired yourself some horses, and I will say that after a night's rest,
During the evening.
Yep.
I wish to pray.
Sure.
Very
ahead.
specifically relaying all the information I've managed to acquire from Nadria and stuff like the Fae things.
Okay. Roll a religion check for me, please, with advantage.
Nineteen.
Nice. What do you say in your prayer? You're just relaying.
Yeah,
to
I'm gonna say, my
Luron.
Lord Luron, I have done as you have asked. I have found out more information about whatever this chain's being is. This is not a lot, but it is something. I wish to speak with you.
After a moment, you begin to feel yourself lulled back into that same space where your god could communicate with you. You don't feel yourself transported to that forest with, you know, bioluminescence and the swaths of purples and reds, but you do feel as your eyes are closing and you're coming to a kind of unconscious state, you do hear in your ear, Abelard, what would you like to talk about?
I used some of the magics that you have granted me, and I have seen there is a hint of Fae creature in Nadria.
Only a hint? She doesn't appear to be...
It is just a hint. I'm not sure if that has anything to do, but they talk to themselves.
They talk to
Oh,
themselves.
not to themselves. It is similar to, like they are talking to someone. They get their magic. It is like fire. They fling these beams of flame almost know who it be, but the chains.
And they appear to discuss with someone after they fire these beams of flame.
Yes, my lord.
Seems to me as if your friend has some sort of deal with a member of the Nameless Few. Is there anything more you can tell me about their patron or them?
Not really. They in the crypt of Zoltar, they fell kind of unconscious, and they had a similar state as I would currently be having when they're talking to a divine. But I could not glean anything. They will not talk about exactly who it is, and whenever I seem to bring it up, they avoid the question. This time around, it was about I think sex with chains and whatever. Not
Sex with chains.
yeah, it's a very awkward conversation. So
I can imagine. And as you're your eyes are closed and you're almost in a meditative state, you watch as Luron appears before you with the night sky kind of dancing along his forearms and kind of crawling up his face and neck.
Can you remind us how Luron looks for my own benefit?
Sure, give me a second.
Thank you.
I will get up my description from last time. Alright. As he appears to you now, you can see that there is a figure that radiates a soft white glow. It's a humanoid figure, so composed entirely of what appears to be a swirling cosmos. Though there appears to be all of the limbs and facial features of a regular human, save for pointed ears that peek out from shoulder-length hair, the skin itself is radiant and ever-changing. You can see ribbons of red stardust curling around their exposed forearms before disappearing behind the sleeves of a crisp white linen shirt. Shooting stars drift across their cheekbones, whilst meteors zing downwards from their jawline all the way to their fingertips. Millions of stars blaze brightly and fade in and out as they dance across their skin, filled with an unfathomable depth of inky blue and indigo, covered by an iridescent sheen that shifts with the passage of the moon. Their face drops down towards you, and you can see that the eyes themselves are small supernovas, kind of burning and beginning to burst as they stare at you. Unlike last time, Luron doesn't appear to change his form to be more human. I'd like you to listen to me carefully, Abelard. It seems to me as if this friend of yours is perhaps, well, if the patron is in some sort of league with Zolgar, my suspicion would be that it would either be Chivoth or Ontasir, and those are not exactly the best people gods choose. I would say to be wary of this friend of yours.
So Chivoth and
Ontasir.
Chivoth.
So Chivoth, and Ontasir is Ontocear.
Cool, thank you.
No worries. Both of them are members of the Nameless Few, and though Chivoth is not quite as sinister, he is a tricky sort of fellow, and that is never a good thing when it comes to being faced with the potential of a terrible or negative outcome.
And these chains, should I help break them, or should I make sure they stay home?
I would say do your research on both of those gods first. My opinion, as most of my family shares this opinion, those chains should never be broken under any circumstance. Especially not for Ontasia. I trust you, Abelard. I'm sure you'll do a good job.
Of course, my lord. I will do what I can.
Of course. Let me know if there's anything more I can do for you. But remember, I'll always be watching. And as soon as the moon comes up to the sky, I'll be there for you too.
Thank you, my lord.
Of course. And you feel yourself kind of lulled back into that meditative state as Luron begins to fade from you. Though you do feel that kind of warmth and radiance that can only be felt for you under the passage of the two moons that make their way across the Cathoran sky. Very well. As you guys begin to come to consciousness, the first rays of sunlight begin to crest over the horizon, and the jagged outline of the raised bend peaks is backlit by the rising sun. A blanket of oranges and reds begins to cover the sky around you, and you're all shaken awake by insistent hands from your travelling companions, beginning to rouse you and head onto your way. I'll just bring the map out for your journey to Daunt.
Hell yeah.
There is the map.
Love
Here we
it.
go.
It's so beautiful.
Do you want to hold it up in front of you for a second, Hal?
Yes. Behold,
Da-da-da-da. They can see.
the fruits of my labor.
Excellent.
What
Beautiful.
glorious fruit it is.
I put it up on the Instagram.
On the gram. Follow
yeah,
it.
on
Yeah,
the gram.
Follow the
yes.
gram, peeps.
Yes.
Yo.
Not affiliated with cocaine.
No.
You're not affiliated with cocaine.
No.
Speak for yourself.
All right.
Alrighty.
So, what we are going to do now, because I am conscious that sometimes traveling, especially for 7 days in a row, can be a little bit arduous. We're just going to do a little speed up. So, I would first like someone to roll a d12 for me, and we will see about weather.
Okay, D12?
You
Yeah.
wanna
Oh, weather. I thought you were going to say weather or
Weather.
not.
Weather.
Oh.
No, the weather. Okay, whatever. Roll.
Whether
Got
the
'em.
weather is nice.
Weather is not.
That is a 9.
9. Okay. So as you begin to leave the town behind you, you watch as the sun begins to kind of crest up over the horizon, and the area around you is filled with fields of lush knee-high grass, towering sunflowers of green and gold, rolling verdant hills aligned with rows and rows of vineyards, kind of hanging heavy with fruit. You can see that there are orchards, not orchids like I failed last time, orchards with plentiful fruit, and you can see bushes that are being kind of rustled through by various woodland animals on your journey. You pass by kind of small thickets, and eventually, as you come to, I'd say about midday, the sky appears to have rolling black clouds that kind of
Oh, man.
in the distance and kind of begin to head towards your area. And within about an hour or two of the clouds first appearing, the sky is almost completely blotted out with thick, dark clouds that deluge with rain, turning all of the landscape around you kind of sodden and messy, and the mud kind of squelches and clicks as like the horses pass through and the wagon wheels kind of get stuck, and eventually you can see that there are kind of great strikes of lightning that crack off in the distance, and kind of flashes of lightning that coat the world in a kind of pale, sickly, almost clinically white glow. Alright, so now we get to the fun bit. I would like... Leah, would you roll a d8 for me, please?
Which one's the 8? This one's the
The
8.
Yeah, that one.
Ew.
The diamond one.
I'm gonna pick up another random dice.
Okay.
It's the one with 8.
Do
Alright,
It's the
what-
one
it's
with 8 sides.
the one with 2 4s, 2 d4s.
A 5.
A 5.
Oh no. We're
Could-
dead.
Could
Rest
be
in
good.
peace.
Could be bad.
Sorry,
Could-
guys.
Instantly died.
Not a 3.
Could be
Whiff.
barrel. Could be
What
owlbear.
He wants a 3.
I don't know. 3's not a 5, though. I can tell you that much.
I'll also
Could
get
be
you
a
to roll a
6.
d100 for me, please.
Oh shit! What does that mean?
We have a D100.
Do I just
What is
It's
roll?
it's 2d10. It's that one and another
Both
d10.
of these? Okay,
Yeah, both
cool.
of those.
85.
Mm.
Nice knowing you guys. This is the end.
So,
Ooh, that's chunky.
as you are all kind of being, this torrential rain is kind of falling upon you. You're huddling under any kind of cloaks and this thin kind of canvas that stretches over the wagons.
So we have
You-
2 people on carts now.
Yeah.
On horses as well. So just
Yeah,
avalanche
so you
sitting
guys
in the
are
rain.
kind of you guys are hunched over, kind of trying to clear your vision. It's a bit hard to see given the immense kind of downfall that's marring your vision of the rolling hills
That's the
beside
good
you.
thing about leather is it's water resistant, right?
Yeah.
I've wrapped my scarf around my head to try and act like a hood, even though it's not really doing a good job. It's just like saturated.
I have absolutely nothing.
I'm
just
already
drenched.
wearing a
I'm
hood.
just trying to hold in
Um,
the corner.
So eventually, the wagons themselves are being pulled by these horses, and as the ground gets more and more soaked by the rain, you watch as a distant sound begins to kind of head towards you. That sounds a little bit like the squelching of shoes. And I will get whoever. What's your order for traveling?
Imagine I'll be near the front, next to the front
Sure.
caravan with Miriam and stuff. Right
I'll get you to roll a perception check then for me, please, with disadvantage.
Rain too loud.
Is anyone else around the front, or is it just me?
I'll probably be
sulking.
wherever Junit is.
Yeah,
because I'm assuming we're riding together.
We're
today.
middle. We're still
I'll be
figuring out
in the
horse
wagon
stuff.
or something.
12.
12? With a 12, you can see that there's a faint lamplight that is kind of wafting towards you. Seems to kind of gently go up in dips and kind of rise again. Seems as if it's moving relatively quickly.
I'll ask Miriam. Ahead, is that something we should be concerned about?
Might just be a passing traveller.
Alright.
Probably nothing to worry about. And but if it's trouble, hey, I think we had a deal, didn't we? And begin to kind of urge the horses on.
I'll pop my head out the back of one of the carriages. Did we not have someone following us on our last trip as well?
I think they were just as a travelers. I don't think they're following us directly. But this is ahead of us. Surely we would have seen some in town or something.
No, I suppose I'm just being...
I reckon just be ready, and I'll just like give everyone like a heads up. Guys, just be on your toes. We don't know what's ahead.
You yell over the rainstorm.
Be ready!
Well, I don't think I have to yell. I imagine I could just kind of pull back slightly and then go
Oh
like,
yeah,
"Oh, you
you're on
guys
a
are,"
horse. That's right.
and then I can gallop
Jump.
forward again.
Smooth.
No worries. Eventually, the light begins to grow closer and closer to you, and all of a sudden you feel the horses and the wagon kind of and stop,
Oh no.
kind of sticking
Ewy.
against the mud. A kind of thick suction as the horses' hooves kind of pull out of what appears to be a mud pit of some kind.
Oh no.
What is happening?
Hang on.
Miriam and Alisan begin to head out and move the wagons forward, kind of pushing them out the back.
I would like to try and help push the wagon out of the
Sure.
mud pit.
Roll a strength check with advantage, please.
Advantage, hell yeah, dog. I'm strong. I'm a strong little boy. Not that strong. 11.
11? Sure. as you guys are kind of heaving and trying to kind of shoulder the wagons forward, and Alisan is now trying to kind of push the horses onwards, the light that you'd seen appears to be right upon you now, and you can hear a horse's hooves, that same kind of squelching suction sound, beginning to kind of come right towards you. You can see that there's a Palomino horse that is absolutely soaked with rain and kind of smeared with mud.
I'll just yell out, excuse me, just be careful, there is a mud pit here.
But what you notice is that there's no rider on the horse. There just seems to be a lamplight attached.
I told you we'd find horses in the wild.
Is there a saddle?
Free horse.
There's no saddle on the horse.
Can I try talking to the horse?
Sure.
Are you just taking a shot at
No.
talking to the horse?
I have
Speak with animals.
speak with animals.
Oh,
Cast that one.
shit.
How do I do that? Do I
Hit
just
the
do it?
cast button.
And then you expand the spell slot. And you can talk to
Bam.
animals.
Yep.
It's
and-
been
And
casted.
then just click on it to get the specifics of the spell.
Oh, that
Oh.
one. My bad.
Is it alright? I'll fix it.
Yeah. Hello horse. What you doing?
What you doing? What's up?
How you doing?
How you doing?
What does a horse sound like? I mean, I guess it's just common, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got the
Not too
intelligence of a
opening?
horse still.
Sorry guys, I'll talk to the horse.
Yeah, I'm just looking up the stats for a horse. My apologies. Give me a second.
I know that they're a CR of a quarter. That's it.
Quarter, they're non-integer challenge ratings.
Well, they're 1/4.
Yeah, there's eighth, quarter, half.
Technically, there's 0.
Like commoners, they got 4 hit points, can't do shit. Easy to kill.
Their intelligence is 2.
That's
Like
alright.
their score is 2.
Yes.
Damn, they
So it's a
dumb.
-4.
Horse are meant to be smart. What is
They
this?
dumb. They dumb.
Dang.
The horse
yeah.
just kind of doesn't seem to verbally respond to you, but kind of whinnies and rears up.
I believe it means they can verbally respond, like they, or at least.
I know, but
yeah.
I'm saying
Yeah.
Okay.
Going with the intelligence.
What does it do again?
it just rears up.
It's okay. I just want to know if. Why do you have a light on you? You alone?
Roll an animal handling check with advantage for me, please.
How do I do with advantage again?
So you roll
Just
2
roll
d20s
twice.
and you take the higher roll.
That was 8. 10. Those were awful rolls.
Lost my rider.
You lost your rider?
Yes.
Oh, that's not very fun. How did you lose him?
The horse just kind of sidesteps out of the way of the wagon, kind of tosses its head. Lightning storm.
Lightning storm. Do you need any help at all?
No, I am free.
Oh. I mean, you can join us if you want.
To be ridden again? No.
Oh.
And
That's alright.
begins to head off.
You can head off. Okay, so you're telling us that there's a big storm
Horse
ahead?
is gone.
Oh.
The horse is
See you.
Bye.
passing the wagon.
The horse said that it lost a rider along the way and because of a lightning storm. So
Is the lightning still sort of just like blasting even now, or is it?
Yeah, so it seems as if it's not letting up anytime soon, though it seems that the lightning storm is not upon you, but it is in the vicinity.
Okay.
I think we should be careful.
Yeah. Just give me a couple minutes. Still trying to push.
I'll just be like, it could be worthwhile taking some cover up ahead for a bit and waiting out the lightning.
Sure.
Yeah.
Roll a survival check for me, please.
11.
Okay, with an 11, you can see that there's a nearby thicket, like some that you had passed before. It's not the most sheltered area. It's not pressed up against a hill or anything like that, but the thick canopy of leaves you think could be suitable for a night's rest if you choose to stop.
I'll ask Miriam if she thinks it's a good idea.
Well, usually when it's just the two of us, we kind of make tracks and keep it going. But I don't see why not. If you'd all like to stop.
But I do
The
not
horse warned us.
I don't have much experience.
The horse warned you.
I assume magic.
Yeah.
Magic. But
Alright, well, sure, if the horse warned you, then I guess we must stop. And kind
it's
of
up to you. We're technically your escort. If you wish to go into the storm, we will follow, but it's
alright, if you say we should stop, we should stop. And begins to kind of guide the wagons that have been unstuck from the mud now kind of to the thicket with great exertion from Kruger and Miriam. Yeah, you guys, I'm assuming, are camping for the night?
Yeah.
Do I see any natural shelter or like trees or caves or anything of that sort?
Roll a survival check for me, please. Actually, roll a perception check if you're looking for it.
Disadvantage because of the storm.
Yes.
Oh, no need to roll again. That's a 1.
Alright,
What is cave?
it seems like Abelard was leading you to the only place that you can see is nearby that would have any shelter, because you're far too distracted by watching the horse kind of canter off with the light that's attached to its chest strap.
Strange. Why is everyone looking at me? Does no one else think that's a little bit strange?
The horse with the... Oh yeah, he lost his rider. In the storm.
Damn.
Riders on
Yeah.
the storm.
I asked the horse if
Great
it
song.
wanted to join us, but they said no. They're free.
Maybe it's a good thing.
Yeah. I feel happy for it.
Should we find the rider? Vote, anyone?
No.
Obviously, I mean, if we come across him, we'll help him.
Yeah.
I guess so. I'm saying we should wait out the storm at least first. We
Okay.
might
Yeah.
get into trouble otherwise, or like an accident.
If
could
this
happen.
person got into trouble, I don't want us to either.
I'd like to get into a bit of trouble.
I mean, how does one lose their rider in a storm, in a lightning storm? Either they...
I mean, the bolt could have frightened the horse, and they could have kicked it off, so it might be.
The horse didn't want to talk too much, so I don't know.
Pretty cagey horse.
Anyway, I reckon we should make a camp. And then
Sure.
I'm gonna look at Nadra here again. I have another question.
Alright,
Just
so
one, just
as you
one.
guys begin to set up, you can see that Miriam and Alison begin to pull out these thick tarps. Immediately they get soaked, but kind of block off at least some of the rain over the top of the wagons.
I would be helping wherever I can.
Sure.
I'm gonna head off a little way and see if, like, not super far, but I'm gonna head off and see if I can at least spot the rider.
I'll probably tie up my horse.
Sure.
at least.
Kruger, do you mind looking after Spirit?
Of course, don't go too far.
Yeah,
Thanks.
don't get lost.
I think... Are you alright if I tag along?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Can't have anyone getting lost.
The more company, the better. Cool. I would like to see how well I can trace where the horse came from.
Right, roll a survival check with disadvantage, please.
Yes.
Could I help?
Sure, and then it's just a straight roll.
I just want to keep Quilter warm.
What is? It's a 4. You need to roll
With
some
the
good dice.
immense kind of torrential rain that is bucketing down now, immediately any tracks are kind of obscured by
What is-
by these puddles that kind of settle into various different pock marks, and it's hard to tell which are hoof marks and which are just general marks that have been kind of created in this dirt track.
I'd like to head like a distance from the party. I don't know how to measure it. Sorry, but like a visible distance from the party, but still further off into the wilderness. I want to keep them in eyesight. I just want to yell out into the void. Hello.
Good time.
Like, what do I yell at an injured person?
Do you need help? Stuff like that.
Do you want to yell? I don't know. Do you have like a good voice box?
I don't know.
I'm not the
I
loudest
never really
person.
thought about
A
it.
good voice box.
Do you want to try and
Yeah,
yell?
I've got the VB 9000 best voice box on the market.
Damn. Phoebe with boys. Do you want to give a yell? Oh, actually.
Actually.
Yeah, that's.
Well, actually.
Ooh.
I have a spell for this.
Actually.
Oh.
Actually.
Thaumaturgy.
Oh shit.
That'll boom your voice.
Can I cast it on someone else?
Probably
Yeah.
it's a cantrip.
I cast it on you. Go on. Give us a shout.
Hello?
You immediately, as soon as you say that, you can feel something arcane working on your voice box, and the sound that comes out of you seems to boom. But unluckily, just at the same time, a thunderclap obscures
Try again.
what you're saying.
Hopefully we're not that unlucky, like multiple times in a row. We might be. Look, if we fail 3 times, God didn't intend this. But if we give it another shot.
Is anyone out here in need of a hand?
This time, you do successfully shout into the void of rain and this storm of kind of thunder and lightning. You don't get a response.
Nothing. Well, we tried.
At some point, I'm just like, but guys, if there is anything out there that is hostile, he definitely knows where we are now.
Oh, we could do with a lovely hostel right now. That'd be excellent.
What's that?
A hostel. H-O-S-T-L-E.
No, different. Hostile.
I pretend that I didn't understand. Oh, of course. Sorry, my bad. Let's go back, I guess. We tried.
June. Roll a Constitution save for me, please.
Oh, shoot. June's femur snaps. Let me just find the button, sorry.
Oh, what have we
saving
done? Was I so loud that I burst your eardrums?
13.
Okay, with a 13, you feel something clamp down around your ankle. But you don't feel that there's any effect. You can feel thin, kind of pointed teeth that appear to kind of grip onto your tendon.
May I look down?
Sure.
Is everything alright?
As you look down, you can see a long, thin snake that is red and kind of black in color.
Abelard. I don't move, like a landmine sort of situation, like a landmine response.
Oh, guess I'll come over.
The snake
Oh, no
begins to curl
question.
itself up your calf.
I'll come running over.
Sure.
I
You see a snake that is gripping onto June's ankle.
What is that?
Oh no.
I cast speak with animals.
Okay.
Dude, what the fuck?
You've never seen a snake?
No, I
No.
don't cast speak with animals. Uh-oh.
I've seen like spirits and stuff. I'm like probably seen like a snake like spirit or a dream or something, but I don't fucking know what that is.
I cast beast bond, so I touch it.
I mean, I don't think you have to touch it. I think it's wrapped around your leg right now.
Oh, true, I am already touching it.
Its teeth
I
are
used
fucking
it
dug
once.
into your foot.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hello,
Should do
sir.
The snake just kind of.
And it's not like actively like painful right now, right? Or is it actively painful?
It is painful. It's
Oh.
gripping onto you.
Okay.
It's just that there's no effective poison or
This-
anything similar.
The snake doesn't talk
Venom.
back? Please don't. I'm venomous. Venomous is the one that's like. I'm the one.
I saying this, I was like, no, poisonous is the one when
Venomous.
you're like that.
Sorry.
Venomous is when you
I'm
bite.
poisonous. You will die if you eat me. You don't care?
Maylin?
Yup, we're very far away.
There's deeper problems here if you don't mind that you're gonna die.
You can come get me and I can come help if you want.
It begins to wrap itself tighter around you.
Would I
Help.
Is this the same leg as your femur?
Oh
Yes.
damn!
Got peg leg storyline when?
I'm gonna like pull out a knife and be like, stand still.
Yep.
You don't.
Come
Okay,
get me.
okay.
Come get me.
3. Okay. 3. No, you count to 3. You count to 3. I don't want to do it.
I'm just
Don't
gonna
tell me what.
try
Okay.
cut it with a knife.
Roll to hit, please.
15.
15 hits, yeah.
I wanted
Go
a
ahead
pet
and roll
snake.
damage.
You guys suck.
4 damage.
4?
It's a knife.
With a 4, you accustomed to having to work on the fly as a kind of combat medic in the wastes. You whip this knife out, and in a large kind of downward arc, you sever the head completely from the tail of the snake.
That could have been
and
my new friend.
You watch as
Thanks.
the
Current friend.
Yeah, my snake bites me all the time. She's still my friend.
as the jaw of the snake just unhinges and drops off onto the floor. The tail itself begins to kind of and move a little bit.
Well, thank you.
Oh, good. Are you alright?
I think so. But if
I'll-
I
Can I
begin,
inspect the wound?
if I
Give me
begin to
a
get like
second.
pale or
It's fine. I can treat poison.
Yeah.
Suck
you
out the
took
venom.
1 piercing damage, by the way.
awesome.
I have. I've got a spell that just treats poison. I'm
How
just gonna do a medicine check first.
It's
how much
venom
would I know
though.
about snakes and their venom?
Roll a medicine check for me, please.
Can I do a medicine
Or
check
a
on the
nature,
wound?
actually.
Can I
Nature.
do a medicine check on the wound?
Yes.
17.
22 on the wound.
22 on the wound. You know that this is very obviously a snake bite that was intended to be poisonous, but June's immune system has just completely rejected the poison.
Okay, you should be right.
As for you asked what type of snake?
Oh, just what? How much would I know about snakes and their venom and like?
Sure. You can tell that this is it was definitely a poisonous snake.
If you say poison one more time, I swear.
It's a
The monster is called a poisonous snake.
oh.
But that's
D&D
not how
is wrong.
snakes work.
unless it is a poisonous snake.
We can't
Okay,
eat it.
well, educate me then. How do
Maybe.
snakes work?
It's venom that comes
Okay.
out of their fangs. I mean, 'cause poison is when if you eat something, it kills you, but if it bites you, then
Is
then
it
it's
poison?
Right.
venom.
Or
The
is it
venomous
toxic?
snake has released its venom into your leg, but June has shrugged off the venom.
No, we got to. We got it down.
Okay, moving swiftly on.
Blaming wizards.
Thanks
Fuck you,
everyone for the
wizards.
help.
It's a big thing in the reptile community. You won't understand. Just kidding.
I appreciate
you.
the support on the Snake Watch.
Okay. So, you guys have a very eventful first night.
Before we rest, I wish to ask
Mhm.
Nadri a question.
Go for it.
Is it Chivas or Ontosia?
Manic
Are
laugh.
you saying this in front of everybody? or
I'm saying this in front of everybody.
A who and a what?
The name is few. Which one did you make a deal with? Was it Chivas or Ontosia?
Gesundheit.
Wait, are you talking to bad gods?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Not cool.
They're both defined as bad ones, but one is significantly worse.
Don't you, the nameless few, they're like the evil gods.
Yes, I am well aware. This is why I'm asking.
You all just named him like twice. So
The name
Not
doesn't-
nameless.
You might make them angry.
I
Because they're not meant to be spoken about.
yes,
Why does it matter?
because one is significantly worse, and one set of chains I have specifically been told cannot be broken.
which one was that?
Yeah, which one's the significantly worse one?
Tell me which one you were speaking to before.
And you've come up with this ideation that I'm speaking to a god that's evil. How?
The magic you use. I have spoken to another god, my own god, the one who helped lock these gods away.
What's the name of your god?
Duran.
We're
Ah.
in trouble.
These are some pretty good points, guys.
I have done the medicine checks on you. Which one is it?
Nadria, wink if you need help.
You just say this aloud and just like
I probably should have talked to you beforehand, but I mean, like, better late than never.
If I could interject, maybe they're not. I mean, her powers have done nothing but help us. If I don't know, if they're really that evil, maybe they wouldn't give you power, or if they did, they would try to kill us.
One is very bad. The other one is malintentioned, but is, situation dependent.
Nodria couldn't be talking to evil people. They're too nice for that.
Exactly. I gotta agree with Maylin here.
Which one is it?
Nodria wouldn't kill a fly. Maybe something bigger than a fly. But flies are off the table.
They wouldn't do that.
Fact. Yeah, I've never killed a fly before, actually.
You sure?
Mm.
Damn.
Inside
What's really?
Does Nodria know?
They killed a fly.
Dirty 20, are you lying about killing flies?
Nodria's probably killed a fly on accident, but have like actively sought out a fly to kill them.
Nodria's the type of person that like brings out the fly swatter. Just
Like I've never actively tried to kill a fly. I never intended to do it if I did. It's a fly.
I think the court can determine at this current time that Nodria is not criminal of having killed a fly.
I agree.
At least in a murder circumstance. Manslaughter is still to be discussed. I think we put that to bed, honestly. And by putting that to bed, we should also put ourselves to bed.
Which god is it?
Fly.
Honestly, you're from like a dream plane and you also speak to gods. How are we like supposed to leave the fact that you're speaking to a good god too?
Could you remind me what domains on Tasir and Chivoth are in charge of?
Sure.
How the turntables.
Chivoth. So Ondasir is the goddess of madness and conquest. Actually, let me just double check.
No, that's right.
I'm checking my own notes, not the pantheon you guys have. Yeah, you would know that Ondasir is the goddess of conquest and madness, and control, I think, as well. Actually, roll a religion check for me, please.
11.
With an 11, you know that there are also related minor divisions that she is in charge of, after the celestial bloodbath, but you're not too sure what they are. As for Chivoth, god of trickery, luck, chaos, and mischief. Knows my pantheon better than I do.
What? So luck, trickery, and mischief. And then, to respond to the question, gods are respective of their certain domains. So Ron, who is king of dreams, god of the moon, the stars, and the night sky, is the one I worship. Now, one of the two gods I have listed, one is of conquest, madness, and control, and the other one is luck, trickery, mischief, and chaos. One of these ones is significantly worse, and I must know which one Andrea is worshipping.
Which one do you think?
That's
do
a
not
good
know.
question.
That is why I'm asking.
That is a good question.
Have you ever killed a fly?
Why are you asking this question? This seems quite impertinent right now.
We know Nodri is innocent of having killed a fly. Are you?
What do you...
Would you kill a fly?
Probably.
Yo.
Oh,
I've killed
I think
many
we know who
things.
the evil one is now.
I don't think anybody here is necessarily evil.
I mean, who's to say who's killed a fly?
I think we've all accidentally or on purpose swatted a fly out of our face when it was trying to get onto our lemon slice while we're rolling around in the fields.
That's
No, just me.
The thunder begins to in the back.
Anyway, all I'm asking is which one. Because one set of chains cannot be broken, and the other one is research dependent.
the chains again.
I'm not gonna say anything.
My client pleads the fifth.
I'm gonna look directly in Archer's eyes, and I'm gonna do a telepathic link, and I'm just like, you do not have to tell the group. You just have to tell me. I need to know this.
Oh, this is weird.
Just straight up telepathic link.
It's in your head.
And
Oh,
Nadria
another
can
one.
and Nadria can respond.
I'm collecting them now. Okay. I would say that Nadria does, in fact, reply Chiva specifically because out of all the people in the party, Abelard is the one that Nadria respects the most.
Oh.
Yeah, most respect.
You earned that respect.
Just be
We're
like,
allowed to say it. Okay.
I suppose out of the two, that is the better. I will have to evaluate further before I decide to commit to breaking any chains.
We don't know that you've told.
Yeah, no.
No, you don't.
Objection. When was the last time?
So you
killed
basically
Yeah, we just keep going.
There's just been like 2 stairs, and
Yeah, we've
then,
just been like staring at each other
and
like.
then it just cuts off, and I'm just like, alright.
When was the last time?
I
Admit it
did-
to us right
I
now.
did what?
Kill the fly.
You come out of this telepathic link back to the accusations about the fly.
I would just be like straight up, just be like,
What
Tell
are
us
Miriam
what
and
you know.
Alisan doing at this current time? While
They
we're all
are
talking
very
about
angrily turning over in their kind of wagons with their thin kind of ragged blankets over them and kind of groaning in annoyance at the immense interruption that you guys are causing by yelling at
Anyway.
each other across the campsite.
anyway.
Would you steal a car?
Anyway.
guys, I think we need to get some sleep.
Yeah, anyway, I'll be like, thank you for your time, Nadria, and then I'm gonna go to bed.
But they didn't say any. I'm so confused.
Evil god magic.
I'm always confused. It's
Anyway.
okay.
In the evening, I'm gonna tell Ron.
I'm gonna tell on your god.
I'm just gonna be like, it's not the bad one, but it's like not a great one.
Okay. So, as you report back to Luron, you are transported back into that same kind of dark, endless void that you dropped into before to communicate with him. He appears just as he did before. Abelard, you've discovered more about your conundrum?
It is Chivos.
Chivoth. What do you know of Chivoth?
Just about luck, chaos, trickery, mischief, just general stuff.
This is certainly a concerning.
It's better than
Outcome.
Lucio, but
Yes, marginally. I take it then you don't know of Chivoth's story.
not. No, chaos is probably not a good thing in general. So
Very well. You're in an unconscious state at the moment, yes? This might take some time.
that is.
Well, make yourself comfortable. I believe that you're long overdue a story from me. And you watch as stars begin to swirl around this liminal space now. Amidst a galaxy of stars and gently rotating planets, 2 figures stand at an embrace. And you can see that there are 2 figures kind of forming out of these stars, almost like a constellation. Looking downwards at the realm they had created below with their children and their children's children. Their hearts full and their minds wandering to what could be, they turned to each other. The original 2 celestial beings, their lives and their futures intertwined, just as the great tapestry which they weave with the cords of fate. Bright smiles on their faces, the only 2 beings in the world that could possibly understand the gravity of this moment, and the reality of their nature as primordial creators. Filled with a buoyancy brought only by immense joy, Their laughter reverberates throughout the cosmos, causing stars to ripple outwards and rearrange themselves with the vibrations, and you watch as the stars around you mimic. You can hear kind of faint laughter. A tear slowly trickles its way down the face of the seamstress of fate, caught gently on the tip of the Grand Weaver's finger. The tear pulls into a perfect hemisphere, resting as if awaiting a command. Gathering a handful of stardust, remnants from an exploded life cycle of one of their original creations, the two figures embrace again. This time, from their entwined magic and the representation of their unbridled joy and love, in a single tear shed between them, the stardust swirls around them, sweeping through the tear placed on Zarahan's fingertip. The two figures remain standing in an embrace. Between them, a young boy laughs boisterously. Thus, the god Chivoth was born amidst the stars, looking outwards to the realm of Cthulhu and beyond. As a representation of unbridled joy, Chivoth became infamous for his trickery and practical jokes played upon the other divine beings, that was never meant with malicious intent. Often, Chivoth's mischief and jokes would spark joy and happiness in the other celestial beings, his playful spirit rejuvenating from an otherwise placid and sometimes overwhelmingly serious pantheon of divine creation. Through his sleight of hand and joking, Chivoth earned himself the award of the god of trickery, mischief, and luck, continuing to amuse himself with innocent jokes and the joy of others. Chivoth, however, began to amass a reputation for himself, attempting more grand and elaborate pranks that often, whilst possessing good intentions, could lead to unforeseen consequences and distress in others. One such case would be an innocent, intentioned joke played upon the goddess of harvest, Sul, in which Chivoth used illusory magic to create bundles of ruined crops, snakes, and other creatures instead of wheat. This forced Sul to destroy crop fields, assuming them to have been ruined anyway, which delayed the change of seasons and affected the agriculture for the following 2 years. Many people starved. Many of our creations were no longer. Around this time, Chivoth also played a joke on the god of fire, mountains, and forges, Mayar, and his wife, Azanidus, the goddess of wisdom, knowledge, and curiosity. Shifting himself to appear as Lithrios and Pazon, Chivoth lured Mayar and Azanidus, respectively, into believing that their partner was engaging in an illicit affair. After multiple cases of Chivoth's ambitious jokes becoming more and more dangerous and chaotic for the rest of the divine beings inhabiting the realm with him, they devised a plan to attempt to reduce the scale of the Lord of Laughter's jokes. Enlisting Mayar and Reynos' help to craft an arcane censer, Savain gifted Chivoth a small necklace with the totem of a crocodile head in reference to a previous joke the god had played on her. The necklace would function as a receptor, monitoring the levels of arcane activity and usage that Chivoth would engage in, activating and transforming the god when it detected magic that would have negative consequences. When the war for holy blood broke out and divided the first beings into separate sides, Chivoth made a move to play another joke on his siblings and other celestials. By infiltrating both sides of the war, Chivoth decided to leak small bits of information to either side from their respective enemies, mixing the truth with outrageous lies to attempt to confuse the enemy. The jokes played by the Lord of Laughter during the Celestial Civil War would eventually come to be his downfall, with an illusion gone awry sealing his fate. During the battle that would eventually be known as the Isle of Tears, the divine barrier separated their present forces into 2 groups for skirmishes. Expecting to loop around and flank the enemy, sandwiching the nameless few in between the 2 groups, Chivoth created an illusion in between the sides to appear as if an assault was mounting upon the divine barrier's encampment. This forced the sides to begin fighting with each other, each warrior appearing to one another to be the enemy, ultimately decimating the divine barrier and leaving them vulnerable to the attacks from the betrayer gods of the Nameless Few and their corrupt creatures. Taking this as a sign of Chivos' true allegiance, the deities of the divine barrier activated Diasteros, arcane trigger within the arcane totem around Chivos' neck. With the release of immense magic power, Chivos was transformed to possess the head of a crocodile, sealed away in an abyssal pocket dimension and stripped of his powers. Though he does not entirely possess enemies within the pantheon of the first beings and their underlings, Chivos' punishment still remains, his powers distributed to artifacts within Cathora, acting as seals for Chivos' banishment. For this reason, he remains a sort of controversial figure for many in Cathoran lore, and one that scholars of the first beings frequently argue over. Of course, these arcane remnants would perhaps be best known as chains, both physical and perhaps not so. This is why I say that whilst Chivoth is not one to be trifled with, he is one to be wary of. Anyone that goes to the lengths to play a practical joke that decimates populations, wipes out creatures of all kinds, is perhaps not one to support releasing, though he didn't necessarily intend to do so. Eventually, it's believed that Chivoth defected from his side at the Nameless Few and was kind of lumped into being a part of it, though he didn't ever oppose the divine barrier specifically. Your friend Nadria, is it? Do they ever engage in these kinds of arcane tricks, jokes?
No, it's quite strange. It seems quite against their nature. They generally are very serious.
Well, it's definitely something to be concerned about. I would keep an eye on them. Watch what they do, say, how they interact with the world around them. Perhaps it's better to be cautious, but not standoffish. I fear that would make things far more difficult for us should we need to influence them at any point to perhaps remove themselves from Chivos' hold. I fear that would be not exactly wise at this point.
Of course, my lord. I will keep an eye on it.
Excellent. You've done very well so far. I'm proud.
Thank you.
And eventually begins to kind of shift away as the sunlight kind of the starlight kind of dims and all good?
Yeah, we're all good.
Okay.
Possible problem, but not.
Not a problem.
Not a problem.
No worries. Begins to kind of dim and you eventually find yourself back in that meditative state. And I think that would be a pretty good place to leave tonight's session. Yay!
Lots of lore.
Did you guys have fun?
Yes.
Juicy lore.
Yeah.
Love it.
I have a lot to think about. Do
Lots
I
to
help
think
with
about.
the change?
I was not.
Yeah.
I was not expecting.
Yeah, you gave up the beans.
Yeah.
Right, you gave up the beans.
Gave Abelard the
Because
beans.
Abelard
Yeah.
hasn't done anything stupid.
Is it true though, or
Yeah, Nadra could be lying to
is
you.
Nadra
Nadria also could be lying.
Exactly.
They could.
I'm
I mean-
so glad that you accepted to tell Abelard. That would have been so awkward to keep this like random secret. Abelard was always
Tell
just
me.
like glaring into the back of your head.
It's that time again. Better tell me a
TikTok,
secret.
better tell. Which one is it?
It's
Come
so
on.
annoying.
Next session, join us again for some more Nadra interrogation. We love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get too far into our journey into Down, but perhaps next time.
Yeah.
We had a lot more fun, I think, just with pure chaos and interrogation And hopefully you guys enjoyed any of the lore that you managed to pick up.
Yeah.
I enjoyed finally being able to say that it was tree lore.
It's awesome.
So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope everybody watching too enjoyed. Thank you so much to anybody who's stuck with us. Really appreciate it. And if there's by any chance you haven't caught up on the last couple of sessions, you can always check down the description below. There's a link to our YouTube channel. Everything will be archived over on there. There's also some really cool one-shots. You can see us all get slaughtered by Lockie with his fabulous DMing. A great time for us all. But for now, it's always a pleasure and never a chore to DM for you all. So I had an excellent time, and I hope you guys did too. So much love, and we will see you all next time.
Goodbye.
So
Bye.
Goodbye.